Hello and welcome to the second 998 podcast, the sequel. With me today are Bournemouth fan Dicko and Bournemouth man Geordie. How are you boys? Did you like what I did with that intro?
Yeah, slightly.
No mention of Fulham.
Nah. For the best, innit?
Yeah.
So you boys okay? We're all good from the
Yeah,
last week?
all good.
Yeah,
All
not
good.
bad.
Joe,
Long
what
day.
about you after the weekend?
I don't want to talk about this weekend. Did you enjoy your cup final this weekend?
I did
Yeah?
enjoy the game.
The one at the St Mary's Trophy. It looked good in your cabinet, isn't it?
Looks lovely.
Well done, beating 20th place Southampton on 9 points. I bet you're proud. What achievement. Geordie, you were also at the Fulham game this weekend, weren't you?
Yeah, it's
How
not
was
every
that?
day you beat third in the table, is it? But we got the double on them, home and away. 6 points.
Pretty good. It's
Cheers,
pretty good.
Forest.
I mean, it's not an easy fix.
Solid
these days,
performance
but,
as well, can't lie. Although anticipated after they did go to 120 minutes on Wednesday night, so they probably weren't allowed to train on Thursday, day after a game. They wouldn't have been able to train on Friday, day before a game. So they did come in pretty lackluster, but I'm taking it.
How was the third best player in the league, Anthony Robinson? Did he play well?
Oh, I forgot all about that.
All right, let's not make this a Fulham podcast.
Nah, Jedi played well. He played well.
Oh, don't worry. I think there's going to be plenty of time to talk about Fulham and Bournemouth and maybe a little bit of Southampton as well.
No.
But anyway, I'm glad you both enjoyed your games. I, for one, did not, and I'd rather not think about it again. So shall we move on
Let's get
and
into
start the pod? But before we do that, we're just going to discuss our items of the week.
Brand new segment.
Who would like to go first with their item of the week? Who's got the coolest one? I think.
I can
Dicko,
go
you've
first.
got a pretty cool one.
Getting too old for this. New Premier League ball.
Oh.
Wow.
Ooh.
Good goal from Trent last night with it. And yeah, it's a new ball. So
Sad to see
Love.
Knight go, aren't we?
sad,
Proper
sad to see
T90.
him go. Sad to see
Dicko,
him
were
go.
you old enough for the T90 balls?
God, yeah.
Yeah?
God, yeah.
You,
Yeah, they're only
you would have been, what,
what?
2?
5 or 6.
Bournemouth
When
won
were
it.
they?
I think 2005, 2004.
Yeah.
I had the yellow one, I remember, and I love that ball. Like, Knight just had some very good balls back in the day.
The classic ones were...
Yeah. They've gone a bit woke, let's be honest. And I think Puma's...
Yeah.
But no, you've got a lot to live up to, Puma.
Not a fan of it, but we'll see how it goes. But
Yeah.
that is a top item of the week for me.
Yeah, what have you got, Geordie?
I'm going to pull out a 90s classic. I've bought Total Action Football. This is a prime game from the late 90s, maybe early 2000s. In fact, do you know what? It might even be older than that. This might actually be originated from the 70s and 80s because I'm pretty sure my parents had this game. But it's my item of the week.
Is that any different to Sabutio?
It's a little bit
Yes.
different, isn't it?
You press it on top, so you have little figures and you press
Oh.
them and the ball is magnetic to the base of the footballer and you press it and it passes it or shoots.
Wow.
Hmm.
EA
I-
Sports,
I-
do you look what you've done? You got rid of these games.
I
with
know.
FIFA.
I would give you a demonstration, but this is staying in the package.
It's because there's nothing in there. Disclaimer.
False.
Joel?
My item of the week is a picture of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Ooh.
Signed as
We
well.
don't think that's... I don't know if it is actually a real signature.
I mean,
I think it's real.
Having searched up Ronaldo's real signature,
yeah.
looks a tad different.
Ooh.
I would argue otherwise.
Do you know what, Ronaldo fans? Let us know if you've got anything signed by him and
You can
If it's
smell it.
legit or
different.
not.
Give it a whiff.
Smells like Ronaldo. That's
real.
what I imagine him to smell like. I'm pretty sure it's from a game
Smells
I actually
washed.
was. Bit harsh. He is 39, mate. But yeah, no, I think I watched him that day, and that was when he was in his prime, and yeah, he was unreal.
I
Destroying
watched him from the
Bournemouth.
bins.
Ah. Anyway, now we've got our items of the week
Item
out
of
of
the
the way. Shall we begin? Because today we're going to be talking about our Premier League overrated 11s, aren't we?
Yeah,
Yes.
we are.
Is that where we're starting?
Is
I
what
think
we're
that is
saying?
where we're starting. So
Okay.
I know it's a touchy subject for some, but we're going to give it a go. Dicko, you can start us off because Geordie started off last
Yep.
week. Can you give us your most overrated goalkeeper, please?
We're doing this in a 4-3-3 as well, aren't we? this
4-3-3
week?
formation.
Much more prepared than last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. hope
My
so.
goalkeeper for the most overrated goalkeeper is David Raya for Arsenal. He on the XG, he hasn't actually prevented any more goals or anything like that. 3 or 4 errors leading to goals. And I just don't think he's that good for Arsenal. So yeah, overrated David Raya.
Starting off with a hot
I actually don't
take
think
there.
he was that much of an upgrade on Ramsdale when they first got him. And I still don't think he's that good of a keeper. but most overrated. It's not that he's a really shit keeper. He's still an alright keeper, but I just think he's overrated. So David Raya.
Don't Arsenal have the most clean sheets this season?
No.
They don't?
No, not on
They
Forest.
must be up pretty high.
Not on Forest.
Okay, yeah, are they not near the top then?
Let me have a look. But yeah, David Raya.
Well, mine's Ramsdale.
Ramsdale?
Yeah.
I don't think he's rated.
I was going to say.
I
are
really
are any
rated
of our
him
players
previously.
rated? Okay.
I think he was good.
If he stayed at Arsenal, you would have said that he was rated. Because he was competing
Arsenal
with
fans
Raya
didn't
at
like
one
him.
point.
Arsenal fans didn't like him, so I don't know. I wouldn't say that he's that rated. I get he's not the best keeper, but I know he pulled off some worldy saves the other day against Bournemouth.
Maybe that's more personal take then, because I really used to rate Ramsdale.
Yeah,
I thought he was immense.
At Bournemouth, I thought he was going to be England's number one.
Yeah,
but
as did I. But maybe that's more personal take, because the only other one I could say is Kepa, but no one rates him anyway.
Kepa's pretty good. Kepa's been,
I
think on
there you go,
stats. I think on stats this year, Kepa's the second or third best keeper in the league.
I just think he is overrated. He's still the most expensive goalkeeper ever.
Yeah, I don't think he's that good. But so you're going with Ramsdale?
I'll just say Ramsdale.
Do you know what I think? Ramsdale, from a Southampton fan, we've had awful keepers for a long time, and Ramsdale's actually one of the better shot stoppers we've had. So I am going to probably listen to Dicko here and go for David Raya. But again, that's a hot take. I imagine somebody would disagree with you. I always rated him as well, but you know.
By the way, overrated doesn't mean they're crap. It just means I think they're overrated.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Who would you have put in that goalkeeper slot?
I reckon perhaps Edison this season.
Oh, I think that's harsh.
He's been injured, hasn't he?
I think that's harsh.
Really.
I know he makes clangers, but he is the best keeper on his feet.
Maybe, yeah, but your keeper needs to play with his hands. In
Yeah.
terms of what he needs to do with his feet, you can't question it.
I think people know he struggles with shot saving, so that'd be the only thing that I would say.
Depends what you want from a goalkeeper, really, but I think I'd like mine to actually save the ball.
Yeah,
I don't think
Ramsdale doesn't do that either.
No,
so.
that's kind of why I put Ramsdale in there.
Well,
I expected him to do
for me,
a lot
it's
better.
David Raya. For you, Ramsdale.
Ramsdale.
Cool.
I'm going to pick David Raya for our team, okay?
Okay.
It's fair.
I need to write that down, don't I? Anyway, right, let's move on to centre-back pairings, okay?
We're going centre-back pairings.
We'll go centre-back pairings, yeah.
Okay.
Geordie, you can go this time.
Martinez.
I've got him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got him.
Well, that's already one nailed on place, son.
I mean, and I put Delete.
Okay. It's not awful. I don't think Delict's an awful shout.
I really rated him, and now it just.
Yeah. He moves like a bus, doesn't he? That
Yeah.
Delict? But Martinez, I've got Martinez and Akanji.
Yeah.
Akanji has dropped clanger after clanger this season, but I don't know. Martinez, I definitely think is for the price tag. He just doesn't seem that good.
He's just an angry Oompa.
He's just an angry little chap who's more focused on injuring the other team than he is actually playing football. So yeah, I'm more than happy to have him. Akanji, I just put in there because I just don't think for how much they paid for him. He's done very well this season, and I mean the whole Man City backline hasn't been great, but yeah, I've gone for Martinez and Akanji.
Interesting. Well, Martinez is definitely going in then, isn't he?
Has to.
Is there any other centre backs at the top of my head that I can think of? What Lewis Dunk? I've seen him get a lot of praise, but
how old is he
Get
now?
a lot of stick. I don't know. He's been around for a
He's
long
got to be
time
like
now, hasn't he?
34,
I've
hasn't he?
seen a lot of people say that he's overrated this season.
Okay. Yeah, it's not actually a bad. That's not awful shout. It's,
Again, I think maybe if you're playing
I
for
think
a top
there's
6 club, you haven't expected
Akanji and Martinez with the price tags
Who's
you
the
would have
Palace
expected him to
centre
be.
back? Lacoste.
Lacroix. He's not done too bad to be.
Well,
Martinez
Palace
and
fans,
Akanji, I'm going to go for.
Palace fans came at Fulham saying that he was better than Joaquin Anderson.
Yeah, but
and that he would do better this
that's
season.
Palace fans overrated,
Yeah,
not the whole Premier League. So who are we going for there? I've done Martinez and Akanji.
So it's either Akanji or Tolit. We're going for.
Akanji, you could argue, would be more of a standout because City have underperformed. That is quite a shock. Although, I mean, the shock factor of both United and City is pretty similar.
You could have either or. I just don't think De Ligt is that rated. Whereas I think Akanji is a little bit more
rated him previously.
Akanji definitely was quite highly rated.
Yeah,
going
he was
into the
really.
season.
Even last season he was.
But then De Ligt, when he first, came on the scene, was meant to be this,
I mean, how much were the transfers for those two?
I think De Ligt was around 50 million.
Yeah, I think they're around the same anyway.
And Akanji, I think Akanji was a lot cheaper actually.
You could put either or.
He came from Germany,
right? I think Akanji, just
Dortmund.
because he has a bit of credit from last season.
Treble winner.
I think I'm going to stick De Ligt in there. We've got a nice pairing of Martinez and De Ligt. Unlucky Man United fans. Let's move on to right back.
Rico Lewis.
Rico Lewis.
Wow. Okay.
I don't think that's that rogue, to be fair.
Really?
Nah. He's not been good at all this season. Like, everyone was making it out like he's the next best defender, and he just hasn't been good.
But he is playing and starting in a City lineup every week.
No, he's not.
How's that
No,
City
he's not,
team
he's
getting
not
on?
starting. Yeah, you just said about how City having stinkers, and then you're trying to defend.
I
That's
just
what
think of his age. He's like 18.
I actually
Kid's
found
18.
it really hard to choose a right back, but Rico
Well,
Lewis.
I put Nico Williams. Absolutely washed, mate.
He's a left back.
Well, at the moment, but he's not naturally. He's only playing left back because Aina.
I think that's harsh to say on.
Really?
Yeah.
Nico Williams got his pants pulled down by Adama Traore at the weekend.
Yeah, but we can't just use one game.
But even so,
I think Nico Williams across the season has been pretty solid.
Really?
Yeah, compared to Rico Lewis.
Yeah, because Forest back line has obviously performed a lot better.
So I think that's. No.
I don't think he's that good at all.
It was quite hard to choose a right back though. I don't think there's not many rated right backs in the Prem, so it's quite hard to choose an overrated one. I just went with Rico Lewis because of the amount of
Reece
stuff
James
that was around him. Just gets injured. He's still. I would still
everyone
put.
rates him.
Yeah, but if he was fit, he'd be the best England right back. By quite.
That's a
But
pretty
between
big
him and
take
Trent,
in
yeah,
itself.
obviously.
I
But-
don't know. I think that James is a pretty good shout because
Really?
everyone's saying how good he is, but then how do we know that he doesn't have good? You can't get a run of games.
If you've
in.
seen him play when he is fit, though, he is
yeah,
very
he is
good.
good, but like,
But
that
does that
was
mean
the
he's
I guess you
overrated?
could,
since he's come back from injury.
but you can't say he's overrated because he's injured. I feel like that's pretty harsh to put on a player.
But Rico Lewis is fine.
Yeah, Rico
Yeah.
Lewis, because everyone dubbed him.
18-year-old lad
Everyone
playing
dubbed
first
him.
team
Everyone
football.
dubbed him saying, "Oh, how good he is."
But he
Yeah.
is. He's 18, starting
19.
for
Is he
treble
18?
winners
I think he's
City.
older than that.
No,
He's
he's
19,
18.
19,
Is he?
19,
I
20,
think he's 18 still.
But I don't think he hasn't been good this season though. So I would say that warrants an overrated. I'm not saying he's a bad player, am I? I'm saying he's a good player.
no, yeah. It's
To
fair.
play for Man City, you're obviously a good player. I'm just saying people are making it out to be.
Well, I
like,
mean,
obviously-
I rate him, so that's
next best
clearly a
thing.
good opinion. That you think he's overrated, I think he's rated.
He's 20 years old actually.
Yeah.
Jesus, is he?
Yeah. Not that makes him,
any better.
yeah, or any worse. So if he was 18, then fair.
I
enough.
was giving him more credit because he was younger, but
Who you put? Who would you say, Joel? Right back. You,
to
Reece
be honest, I'm
James?
gonna have to agree with. No, I wouldn't go Reece James. I was just,
I feel like it's pretty harsh to put an injured player
yeah,
in.
I do think I'd probably go with Rico Lewis on this.
Yeah, cool.
But like, he's still got time. I still feel like he could.
Yeah, it's not me
um,
saying he's a bad player. You got to be
yeah.
a very good player to play for City, but he just hasn't performed at what
He's just been
people
thrown in
make
there,
it out
hasn't
to be.
Yeah.
I think that's valid because I rate him really highly. So
Yeah.
Do you think if Walker didn't leave, then he'd be in this team?
yeah, because he was playing with Walker, wasn't he?
No,
But, I
would you
mean,
say
would he
Walker's
be in most
overrated?
overrated?
No, because I feel
No.
like
He's just
Walker,
past it.
everyone just rates him now.
And people
like,
ever-
rate him for what he
yeah.
is.
And
I think,
people were
yeah.
saying that Walker was finished. And
Yeah.
things like that, so.
So I don't.
Right. Anyway, we're going to go for Rico Lewis in this team.
Yeah.
I think. And
At the
then we're
right
going to move on
back
to
spot.
left backs.
I reckon we've got the same.
I
bloke here.
really struggled with it. To be fair, I really struggled to get left backs because I don't know.
I just did Andy Robertson, but no, I don't.
Andy
think anyone,
Robertson.
Yeah, don't think anyone rates him.
So I've wrote down Andrew Robertson and Jose Guardiola.
Yeah.
My reason behind Guardiola, I think he's again a great player, but 55 million for a player that hasn't really done his job. What
He's
you'd
very
expect.
young.
Yeah. Again, when you bring up the
he
young.
started unreal as well, and
Yeah, he started
in
off
the treble
all right,
one, but
Last season he scored
was
loads of goals.
unbelievable.
Yeah, but you don't want your left back scoring goals, do you? Well, you do, but it's an added extra.
they
But
gave him a
defend,
free
You
run.
do want your
defending wise,
goalkeeper playing with his feet.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, but a defender, the goals are extra, but defensively, I think for a 55 million pound left back, you'd be expecting
I
so
just
much
think
better.
that
And
whole
I can
City-
name a lot better left backs this season, so that's why I'm saying overrated, mainly because of the price tag and what you expected for him to come and do in the Premier League for a 55 million pound left back.
Although that's going to be easy from a City perspective because they're just so poor at the moment, aren't they? That every one of their players is rated, so it'd be really easy to say that they're
Yeah,
overrated at
but
the
I
moment
think-
because they're all playing piss poor.
I did have Andrew Robertson, but I don't think he's actually rated anymore by Liverpool fans. Let
Yeah,
alone.
that's the problem.
I think back in the day,
I got
2-3 years ago, it's unreal. But
Mbappe did sit down Gavardio as well.
yeah, last
That's
night.
so true.
But I've mainly done that. I found it really hard to choose a left back that's overrated. So I just put in someone with a high price tag on this one. I think this was quite a hard list to do. To be
Yeah,
fair.
I think it is tough because obviously it's very
But that's
subjective.
I've gone Guardiola.
What about you, Jordy? You gone for Andy Robertson?
Yeah, I went Robertson, but to be honest, that is a bit of a cop out because again, I don't know
I don't
how
think he's
rated
actually
he is
rated.
anymore.
Yeah.
I do think though. I think I'm going to put Robertson in there.
Yeah.
Because you both put him down, and To be honest, I've never been a big fan of his anyway. I mean, he was really good. He was like on the same level in terms of assists.
It was like 4 or
Yeah,
5
him and
seasons
Trent
ago.
under Klopp. But
Yeah,
then
when they won the league.
this season he fell off. Yeah, and Liverpool fans might agree with us, but still
mean,
overrated in terms of being one of the best left backs in the world.
I think Liverpool will definitely sign a left back this summer. So
I think so. You're right. Maybe Robinson
replace him.
actually would be. A good
No, well,
sign for
I
them.
reckon they're coming for the pair of
Kirk.
them.
Kirkers, yeah, you guys
Yeah.
are in trouble. Unlucky.
So then we got the three midfielders, yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna go for what, 2 centre mids and an attacking mid?
Yeah, I've kind of gone.
I've
that.
just gone at any
Two-
midfielders for this
Okay.
one.
I'll accept any midfielder. Go on. Who's your first?
Fabio Carvalho.
That's a cop out.
Do you think?
Yeah, 'cause I don't
I've
think he's-
actually got 6.
Who's he
that I could
rated
go
by?
for.
Who's he rated by?
Well, I mean, Liverpool and Brentford.
He's not been getting a look in the Brentford.
No, he's
really,
playing
has
for
he?
the
No,
under
no, he's
21s.
playing for the 21s. But he was. I'm not being funny. He was rated as one of like the next biggest things,
Okay,
and just never got going
I
anywhere.
think
after
take away
Fulham.
your Fulham bias there. You
All right,
wouldn't
take
put
away
him in.
Fulham, Mason Mount.
He was good in the Championship.
But he's
Wasn't
been
Mount,
injured.
Mount's been injured as well.
But
Yeah.
Mount hasn't had a good season since 2021.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's
But
only
He
been
hasn't,
seasons.
and he has played over the last
I-
3
Again,
seasons.
I'd argue, does anyone actually rate Mount though?
I used to. I
compared to
think
what-
he was so good during the Euros.
It seems to be like you used to rate them.
Yeah,
and now-
no. All right, fine.
is it
Here's
you
another
over-
one then. Calvin Phillips.
These are all players that no one rates. I don't think.
Calvin Phillips?
Yeah, used to rate him. Again, okay, I'll go for
Before he moved
someone
to City.
out there. Bernardo Silva.
Really?
Yeah, he slows down their attacks so much. If you look on the ball, instead of progressing it quickly, I've seen City fans say this as well. He slows down the attack really badly.
Do you think that's because of his age now?
Could be, but I think he actually slows down that team, makes
Hmm.
it worse. And then I've actually got Declan Rice or
I've got him. No,
Or-
I've got Deckers.
Kobe Mainoo. Only because Kobe Mainoo was dubbed this next best thing. I know he's been partly
is
injured this season,
very
but
good, but
I don't
yeah.
think he was as good as what people were saying. But Declan Rice, difficult one for me to put in there because I think he is a good player, but at Arsenal, I think he's actually gone backwards.
Well, I've agreed. I've
Mainly
got Declan
because-
Rice.
The way he used to run the ball attackingly at West Ham was a lot better than at Arsenal. It just seems sideways pass. England and Euros, sideways pass.
Backwards. Wasn't
sideways
even
pass.
sideways. it
Whereas
was
at West
backwards.
Ham, he was so good at just carrying the ball and helping with assists, goals. But I'd have to say my two midfielders, Bernardo Silva, Kobe Mainoo instead of Rice though.
Well, we're going to have
Yeah.
to put Declan Rice in there because
Okay.
I've got him as well.
Yeah, so the first two CMs, are we going for Bernardo Silva and Declan Rice?
Did you mention
Yeah.
your other?
Yeah,
midfielder?
who should
Fabio
we
No,
put?
Carvalho.
no. I can change it to Smith Rowe.
You think
he's
Smith Rowe's overrated?
A little bit, yeah.
Wow.
And you
I think
played
he's
for
got
Fulham.
such good
Wow.
potential, but like the amount of noise and the amount of expectation I had for that kid because of how good he was versus the performances I've watched, he is lazy, man.
Is that why Arsenal shipped him off then?
I was going to say he
Probably.
can't be that rated if Arsenal.
Yeah, if Arsenal
No,
shipping him
but you
off.
ask any Arsenal fan and
Yeah, they
they
rate him.
love him and they rate him so highly. They never
Okay.
wanted him to leave.
That's an interesting one that you put your own player down.
I think he could.
Ooh.
I think he could come good and grow in confidence. But like I do watch him and I'm like, bro, move.
He's not that good. I put down
He's lazy.
3 different number 10s.
Wait,
That
hold
could
on,
be
so
it.
we should clarify. We're going for Bernardo and Rice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm. It's hard to, disagree with some of your points, but I feel like I don't know. Rice, has he been that bad?
No, I'm not saying he's bad. This isn't me saying he's a bad player.
100. Everyone knew.
I
his
think he's a
price tag
great
was-
player. Yeah, and the price doesn't
was
help.
crazy.
It's more compared to what like you see at West Ham. I just
Mm.
wish he was a bit more of that player we saw at West
Maybe
Ham.
that's like
Okay,
the
probably
system.
it probably is the system, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying is for a £105 million player to just every pass be sideways, because when he actually goes forward, he does stuff. Like it was the other day, I think against Man City, when he started actually playing a bit more attacking, he did like 2 or 3 attacking passes, and they all went well.
And you can score
So
goals.
it probably is harsh on him. I'll be honest, but I just think for the price tag and what I'd expect from a 100 mil player, I think it's more Arteta has ruined Rice than Rice being
He's
crap.
just filling a role, really.
The number 10s that I've put down is either James Maddison, Bruno Fernandes, or Martin Odegaard.
No, Odegaard has been.
Odegaard
so
never
good.
turns up in big games. Big games, he's a shadow. I think
Arsenal
this
fans are going to hate you.
Yeah.
is no, but he does shadow in big games. In big games, he hasn't been. But I think you could say about any Arsenal player. When it comes down to it, any Arsenal player always seems to lack a bit, like we saw last season before that.
Beat City 5-1.
Yeah, but this City team's getting pumped every other weekend.
But that's still
Pretty
you
good
can't
statement.
write
But
that off.
anyway, I'm just saying, in the big games, usually Arsenal players And they agree with, I think, with that one. That last season against Villa, and the season before that, they've struggled to. But I wouldn't put him as the most overrated. I'd probably put maybe Bruno Fernandes or James Maddison. Probably James Maddison, though.
Really?
I expected a lot more from James Maddison at Tottenham. I think he's a great player as well.
He's not been like getting too many minutes though. You know what I mean? He's always getting
No,
subbed.
he's been
always
slightly
on the
injured as well, I
bench.
think. He scored against Man U and started giving the shush celebrations against 14th, 15th. I just thought it was embarrassing. It was a tap in. You can't be shushing out and dealing it with.
Does that make him overrated though? He's not really in the English
No,
squad.
no.
Couldn't break in. Probably should have broken in.
So I'm happy to go with Smith Rowe on that one. I was just trying to find someone on that number 10.
Smith Rowe.
I'm happy to put Smith Rowe on
Odegaard.
10. I'll put Smith Rowe in at number 10.
And Bruno as well. Bruno's a interesting take as well. Is he overrated? I still think he's Man United.
I just think he walks around and cries. Yeah, but Man United's best player could be me. They're that bad.
I'm sure they probably take.
Honestly. But yeah, that's what I'm happy with Smith Rowe. I just expect Geordie to say a Fulham player.
No, yeah, it's because again, I really gassed him up in my head. I was like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
to be fair, at the start of the season, you were
Like,
a lot
we've
unbearable
just
when you
bought
signed
Smith
him,
Rowe.
to be fair.
We just bought Smith Rowe. We're going to be unstoppable, and then
I guess he hasn't performed what you probably think he would do.
no, I think he's such a magical player, and he can do so much. He's got so much flair and ability, but then like he just gets shadowed so frequently, and he just acts disinterested, and that to me is overrated. Like when you're not too, he shows it here and there. Like at the weekend, Forest, he was brilliant. He literally linked up the play, moved a bit more than normal, but even so, like I was expecting that sort of week in, week out, that attitude, and I have seen him literally get lost and might as well not be on the pitch.
So we'll go with Smith Rowe then.
We'll go with Smith Rowe.
So that
out of all the ex-Arsenal players playing for Fulham, you know.
Reece Nelson,
that
by the
midfield
way.
is
Yeah.
Bernardo Silva, Rice, and Smith Rowe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Solid. So we're gonna go on to our wingers then, aren't we?
Still quite good players in there.
It's still a pretty
They're
good
not.
team.
We're not saying they're bad players though.
No.
Nah, it's
They're
just
just
overrated.
Right wing. Jadon Sancho.
He's not done that bad, but
2 goals, 4 assists.
no,
for
it's
seven-
more than that.
No, 2 goals, 4 assists.
4 and 4.
2 goals, 4 assists.
Well, last week when I was looking, and I
Trust me. 2 goals, 4 assists in the Premier League.
pull it up.
Premier League, 2 goals, 4 assists.
All right, fair enough. Because that will count the stats if you look on the cups,
Yeah.
won't it? If you look on football.
I don't care.
Sterling.
Ooh.
Oh, is he rated? Is he rated?
I think everyone got excited when he went to Arsenal. Arsenal fans would have done,
Definitely underachieving.
Yeah.
but like dramatically, like the drop off and the difference is
2 goals for
insane.
Sancho, by the way, this season in the Prem.
in the Prem.
I just think everyone expected him to be his new best thing when he moved to Chelsea, and I think he's been pretty average.
Well, then I think the comparison
I just
is
watch
the other
him,
way.
and I just watch him try and skill the left back about 5 times before actually trying to cross the ball. I just think the end product just isn't there for Sancho. He's just the type of player who gets the ball, wants to dribble past 2 players before he delivers it, and it just doesn't work.
90 million he cost
Exactly.
Man United when he came to Dortmund. Everyone expected
Didn't
him
really
to be
do a
the
lot at
next
United.
best thing. And
And now
he's
he's-
done nothing at United, and then he started a little bit lively at Chelsea, and everyone thought, oh, finally, we've unlocked a player here.
Falling off.
And then he's fallen off, but so has the rest of Chelsea. So it's
Sterling,
hard to-
Sterling, I think is a great player. Back 2-3 years ago again, I just don't think he's rated, but I don't think people rate him anymore to say that he's overrated.
I would have rated him to do well at Arsenal, but
Maybe an underachiever is what I put in Sterling.
I do agree. And for that reason, I think I'm going to have to go with Jadon Sancho.
yep.
Left wing,
Left wing.
Son.
Yeah.
Son.
Yeah.
This season, this is based on this season. He has been dreadful. Every time I watch him, I'm like, oh my god, what has happened to what
Washed.
was one of the best players in the league? Probably top 5 players in the league.
How old is he? Is he not in his prime still? He's got to be like
No, he's
29,
30.
30.
Yeah, he must be.
31, I want to say.
30, okay,
Yeah,
so he's
late 30s.
just past it.
But every time I watch Tottenham and I see Son, I'm just like, oh my god, this guy's rubbish now.
I don't think
This
he's
guy
really
used to
got
be
anyone.
so good. He was like the top players in the league. Every time you play and you'd be scared. And now I'm just like watching him, just like, oh, a bit disappointed. I just think the end product has completely gone for him.
He's 32. And he's 33 in July.
Do you think he needs someone like Solanke to perform as well? Because he's probably
He's
lost
used to having
right
Harry
now.
Kane there, isn't there?
He's
But
You
so
say that,
lost.
but when Harry Kane was injured, he would slot in. And
yeah,
play
he
up
would
front.
still get. I'm just saying this season has just been woeful. I mean, Tottenham haven't had a great season anyway. But I just think Hubin Sung this season has been pretty
I think
poor.
he's lost a yard of pace, and to him, that was, you know,
Yeah.
you can see it.
Whether or not
Yeah.
he's rated anymore, But I think people would have said
I
that
think this
still
season,
Ryan,
you
yeah.
know, he's still kind
I
of.
would have put Grealish in there as well, but
threat.
I think he's gone so under the radar and been
Massive,
so pushed out.
massive underachiever, I'd say.
Yeah.
Grealish. You expect, but then I think going to City may have
Unfair
been,
to call him overrated right now though, because he's barely been rated by Pep,
Yeah.
let alone.
I hope he moves in the summer.
I think he went to the wrong team.
Yeah, I hope
Yeah,
he moves
If he
in the
stayed at
summer.
Villa, he
But
would
then
have
gone
Villa
gone
wouldn't have
anywhere.
not been able to spend that
Yeah,
money.
but I just think he needs a move. And Jack Grealish,
I think
there's a
so.
player in Grealish still, I think.
100%. And then Pep obviously wants to play a certain type of way.
Yeah.
So, which, you know, doesn't bring the best out of a Grealish type of player.
So left wing, we put in
So,
Son.
I'm going for
Yeah.
Son as well. Yeah.
Up top,
Up top. Here we go.
there's Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah, I put Nicholas Jackson down. I put Nicholas Jackson and Cuckoo.
Yeah,
And Cuckoo's a
Nkunku's
centre
good
forward.
shout, but
But I think it just has to be him. But I don't know if he's actually rated, so I don't know if it's a bit.
no, he is. We get into heated arguments
yeah.
every Sunday after
Yeah,
football
but I'd say
with Chelsea fans.
the issue with Jackson just his finishing. I mean, the other week against Bournemouth, if he had just been good at shooting, we would have been 4-0 down in the first half. I just think he has been quite disappointing based on his finishing. I think his link-up play, dribbling, is pretty decent. Just for a Chelsea main striker, you have got to bang goals, and for that reason, that's Jackson.
Yep, can't disagree. It's who I've got.
What
Yeah.
about
Danny
like,
Ings.
Hoyland?
Is he rated?
He's not.
Should he be doing better? Yeah. I think he's an underachiever more than you could say that he's overrated. just
I've
'cause I
only
think
ever
he's
heard
rated.
United fans say that he was good.
I
I've
haven't
not
There
even-
was
really-
the Haaland Hoyland debate when they first.
Yeah, I guess you could
Gonna
put.
be-
I definitely think Hoyland is definitely one you could put in there, but no, I'm gonna go.
I
for
guess I don't think he's
Jackson.
as rated anymore. But is Jack again? You can have this argument: is Jackson rated?
By
I think any
No.
Chelsea fan will tell you the same. Like this guy cannot hit a barn door.
we've had different.
Then again,
debates.
but like I think it's actually really hard to choose an overrated XI.
I think you're right.
I think it
Based
is
on
really
how
like I
you're-
think I've been harsh on Declan Rice putting him in there.
Yeah.
I'd say it's easiest to do at the end of the season when you can reflect on
I
the
think
whole
it's
season.
easier to put an underachiever
Yeah.
than it is doing an overrated because I'm not calling these players shit. None of these players I'd go, oh, they're really bad. I'm just saying from what you expect or
And it
what
is
people
this
say
season
about
as
them.
well.
No.
Go on then, Joel, run us
We're
through the
sticking
team.
Jackson in because
Yeah.
you guys have both agreed on that one.
Go on, run us through the team.
So in goal we have David Raya, right back Rico Lewis, centre backs Martinez and De Ligt, left back Andy Robertson, our two centre mids Rice and Bernardo, Smith Rowe in the 10, Sancho on the wing, Son on the other wing, and Jackson up front. What do you think of that?
Not awful.
Again, they're not calling them shit. We're just saying they're not as good as what we
Good
thought.
little side on its day.
I think Rice is a really good player. Just
I think there are some good players in that
Yeah, I
side
love Rice.
still. And you know, next season they might change their season. On Sancho, who knows, might finally become the player he was at Dortmund. You never
yeah,
know.
you said that the last 4 seasons.
I hope he will, just for England's sake, because you know he was unreal for that Dortmund team. But yeah, are we happy with that team?
yeah, pretty happy.
Do we think the listeners are going to be happy with that team?
I don't know if there's much that people can argue with on that one, but
Because
let
we're
us
not
know.
calling them crappy footballers. I'm just saying they're overrated. Like David Wright is an all right keeper. He's just not as good as world class.
I'm sure the fans of some individual teams will pipe
Yeah.
up, but other
I'm
than
sure
that,
Arsenal will be annoyed about Declan Rice
mm,
being in there,
Let's hope so.
and me mentioning Odegaard as well.
That's true. They're you're not the biggest fan of you, are they, right now? But will they be more or less annoyed with our next topic? I wonder. Let's move on to the best young players in the Premier League. So you are both going to reveal your top 10 young players aged 21 and under.
Yeah, 21 and under being a big thing. Just
Okay.
let's really make that
Yeah.
obvious that it's 21 and under.
I have a feeling, yeah.
Because
let's hope we're right. We'll have to fact check some.
There's
of these
players like
because-
Morello who don't get into this, even though he's 22.
Yeah. So
there's a lot of really good
21
22-year-olds.
Yeah.
So
by
it's
the way.
21 and under.
21 and under, young players, top 10. Geordie, do you want to
Start with your number 10.
Number 10.
Yeah, I couldn't decide.
This is going to be awful. I know this is going to be an awful
No,
list for me.
it's not that bad. Okay, so I didn't put Josh King in.
Thank God. Thank
You say thank God,
I was
who?
ready to fact
Come
check
on, Josh King, come
you.
on.
I was about to fact check you so hard if you put Josh King into this.
Why?
Because he's played about 12 minutes all season.
Yeah, in the Premier League, but he's still the captain
And
of the under 20s, isn't
Come
he,
on,
for England?
let's be
This
serious
is
though.
Premier League
Number
we're
10.
talking
18-year-old.
about here.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, I've gone with Yankuba Minte.
Yeah, Minter for Brighton.
Oh, Minter. Yeah, fair. He's on my mentions.
He did well on the
um,
weekend, actually.
Number 10, I put in William Osolu from Newcastle. Right winger.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a clue who I've just said, by the way. Doesn't
Osler.
have a clue.
Did they sign him in January?
No, they signed him, I think, at the start of the season. But yeah, I've gone with Osler. It might have been injured.
Osler.
Has he got any minutes?
Yeah, played in the FA Cup against Birmingham, was unreal.
Oh, well, in that case, Josh King's playing
played-
90 in every FA Cup
No,
game.
he hasn't. He's played twice and started one game in the FA Cup.
You looked at this because you
Yep.
knew I was going to say him.
William Oselu, right winger from Newcastle. Every time I watch him, he just looks unreal. Like the pace and ability on him. Okay, he hasn't really played, but the 2 FA Cup games, and I think he had a little cameo in the Premier League. I really like him.
He's got 9 appearances for Newcastle. I don't know
Yeah.
if he's in the Premier League.
He hasn't played. No, I think a lot of them are FA Cup.
That Saints winger's decent as well, isn't he? Tyler Dibley?
Tyler Dibling. If Tyler Dibling's not on this list from either of you two, we're gonna have beef.
He's not on my list.
Honourable
buddy.
mention.
Yeah.
Honourable
mention.
mention, Tyler
I gave him a
Dibling.
mention.
I just think there's so many good youngsters that he's not on this list. By
He's
the way,
18.
yeah, I don't
Yeah,
care.
so
He's
Right,
not as good
well-
as these players.
He's better than Osler. Are you joking? He's had a better
No,
season than
William
him.
Oselu will be better.
No, yeah, he might. Well, no, actually,
He's a
I
better
agree
youngster.
on that.
If Bournemouth were to
No
sign one, I'd
way.
rather William Oselu. Right, number 10, William
You would
Oselu
say
from
that.
Newcastle.
Right, we're going back to this debate when the lists are done. Right,
Number
come on
9,
then. Number 9.
Lewis Millie.
Lewis
Or
Miley.
Miley. I never know how they're going to
Yeah.
pronounce his name.
I'm not saying he's a bad player, but I think there's better players you can have. I've gone for Amari Hutchinson.
He's an
Yeah.
honourable mention for me.
These players over Diblin, it's just nuts to me.
Amari Hutchinson lit up
he's
the
21.
championship last season.
He did.
He's
yeah,
on
he
the
did.
border.
Yeah.
He's almost.
So he's
22.
21, so he's one of the best youngsters in the Premier League.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Amari
he's got a bit of age.
Hutchinson, number 9.
Lewis
I've gone
Miley's
for.
18, to be fair to him, and he's starting for Newcastle week in, week out, isn't he?
No, he comes on.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
he's
No.
definitely.
Oh,
not
no,
starting
I'm
on
thinking of
for
Lewis
Chilwell.
Hall.
Yeah,
Is Lewis Hall in your list?
he's now in number 8. Well,
He is.
number 8.
That's convenient, isn't
Lewis
it?
Hall. Why is that convenient?
Because that's
8
next.
is next.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. Number 8, Lewis Hall.
Do
England starting left back, I reckon.
you
Probably.
think?
I don't have Lewis Skelly on this list just because I have 2 left backs on this list. I couldn't put in a third one, but Lewis Hall, number 8.
For number 8, I've gone Doyne Hudson or Dean.
Dean Huijsen.
Huijsen.
Oh,
That's
quite
low down.
that's
That is so low down. I
Really?
reckon. I think that's really low down.
Huijsen and Hall. I mean, yeah, I do think both of those two should be on this list, to be honest.
Go on, number 7.
Let's
Lewis
go.
Skelly.
Oh, sorry. Oh no, have you done a number 8? Have you actually done a list?
I've
or
not
is it-
done a list.
Oh, you've done a
no,
list, but okay.
I'll,
You happy with
I'll
those?
argue with you guys in
Yeah.
a minute. There.
Number 7,
I went with Lewis Skelly here.
I went Milos Kerkez. The only reason I didn't put Lewis Skelly in is because I think Kerkez and Lewis Hall have both had better seasons and been slightly around for longer. E.g. an extra
Yeah,
I
I
think
season.
by
mean-
the end of the season, Lewis Skelly might be on.
Be up there, yeah,
Yeah.
but I just think Kerkez and Lewis Hall have just been slightly better.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've
And I
also
don't
got
think-
more experience under their belt. He's only just broken into the first team. He's still playing for the under-18s for England. He's
So-
not moved up any age groups yet.
He is playing in a different position as well, isn't he?
He probably will get in that England squad though, Lewis Skelly. I think Lewis Skelly and Lewis Hall will probably be left backs pretty soon.
Pretty good. We've needed some.
I think he'll get called up to the
left-footed
21 straight away. The
Well, they said the other day that
21s.
Tuchel was looking at Lewis Skelly.
That's
That's
interesting. He'd just skip straight through.
Because if you think of England left backs, we're not thrilled with choices apart from an injured Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw, so I wouldn't be surprised if they get him in the setup with Lewis Hall pretty early on for next year.
Yeah, fair.
Number 6.
Evan Ferguson. What's wrong with that?
I think a year ago I'd accept that.
Yeah, and he's still only 20. Just because he's got a loan move at the
Yeah,
moment
but
doesn't mean he's shit.
I just
all
think
of a
there's better
sudden.
players. I've
don't
gone
know
for
what he's
Conor
done.
Bradley.
What,
Classic strikers, though.
I've gone Conor Bradley, Liverpool.
Shout.
Well,
I
Conor
don't think there's a lot
Bradley
of
is-
difference between him and Trent when they both play. Defensively, this is a big.
I have him in
And
here.
it's not hard
but
to be
he's-
Conor Bradley.
as defensively tight as Trent. Is it?
Yeah,
To be fair.
but Conor Bradley. I mean, we saw him against Mbappe, and he
Yeah,
had Mbappe in his back pocket. And to be fair, I think next year he'll be there right back if Trent goes to Madrid. So
probably.
number 6, Conor Bradley for me. But I do think Evan Ferguson, maybe an honourable mention, but I don't think you can put in 6th
Really?
best youngster in the Prem when he couldn't even get into Brighton right now.
But we've literally got no strikers anywhere here.
That's fine. They're not the best youngsters. There's not that many good young strikers.
It's for me.
All right, number 5.
Yeah, number 5.
Archie Gray.
Oh God, you're great at number 5.
Have you?
Yeah, I think he's done pretty well this season, playing kind of out position at centre back.
he's done
Meant to be a
very
left
well.
back / centre mid. Yeah, I rate him. I really rate him. Actually,
I rate him a lot.
I think for a player of his age to be stuck in this Spurs side, which is all over the gaff at the moment, to come in at centre back and actually play pretty decent. Yeah, number 5.
No, he should be on the list,
Yeah.
in my opinion, as
I
well.
can't. Yeah,
A lot of my decisions are based on their age as well, to be fair, of like experience, and they've been thrown into a first Premier League team.
number 4.
Yeah, Conor Bradley for me.
I put Oscar Bob from Man City.
injured, but
Such a good player.
he is unreal.
Unreal
Season,
player.
though?
Not this season, obviously not because he's been injured.
That's
but
why
like,
I didn't put
just
him
before
in.
the season, I think this season he was about to light on fire, and unluckily he got that injury. But that's Oscar Bob is unreal, and technically I think he could be number 1 if he had broke through the season. But I've had to put him at number 4. But I think he's so good.
Then you have the same argument with Ferguson.
No, but
that you've had
Evan
for
Ferguson
Bowen.
hasn't
He
been
hasn't done it this
injured.
season. I know, but he hasn't really
No,
done
but
much
he's-
this
But
season.
he's
I still
been
wouldn't.
forced
I
on
wouldn't
loan,
rate
maybe.
him any above any of the other youngsters. I think he's a
Really?
good youngster, but I wouldn't rate him above anyone that I've put in.
Mate, what if he ends up being England's
Interesting.
main
Well, he
striker?
can't be England's main striker.
Oh, he's Irish. Oh my God, I'm an
that would be
idiot.
shocking. Your top 3 then, number 3.
Savinho.
Oh, I think he's
That's
over
a good
21, isn't he?
shout.
No, he's
Is
not.
he? I thought he was.
He's
Hold on.
20.
Oh, I definitely would have put him in there.
Yeah, 20. He's the
Right, we're gonna-
youngest,
we're gonna
most
have a look at our
expensive
list.
youngster.
I thought he was over 21.
Most expensive youngster,
Oh, I
Savinho.
would have definitely put him in there.
He's 20 years old.
Oh, fuck. Okay, well, I've missed him out. I'll put Dean Huijsen at number 3. Best centre-back, young centre-back under the age of 21. There's a reason Real Madrid, any big club's going to go for him. He's got £50 million release clause. I don't think anyone expects him to be as good as he is this season, and he's been probably one of the best. I could top 3 centre-backs in the Premier League this season.
He's an
Probably.
unreal
Top 4.
centre-back. I can.
For 19 years old, just to come in and do what he's doing is unreal.
I think he's unreal, to be honest.
And Real Madrid,
I do think he's unreal.
I'm
I think
interested to
it'll
see who number 2 and 1 is, because I think Huijsen might be higher for me. Because I think he's just going to go.
I'm annoyed I've missed out. I missed out
Savino.
Savino here. which is
Savino,
nice.
so right, we'll revisit the list.
Oh yeah, the fact Dean Huijsen has a £50 million release clause. Oh,
That's pretty poor
That
business,
hurts.
but at the same time,
I don't think it
no
is
one
poor
expected-
business.
It's still profit, I guess.
because that's
but
how we got him on the
yeah.
release clause.
Unfortunately, release clauses are going to be a future thing.
And
with
if
the amount of
anyone
prices
signs him
going on.
50 mil, they're getting a bargain for Dean Huijsen.
I think so.
19 years old, one of the best centre backs in the league.
I think he can go to any club he wants.
Yeah.
in the summer.
Yeah. Number 2.
Rico Lewis. Just because he's not playing well at the moment does not mean that as a
there's so many
20-year-old who
there's
can
so
now,
many much. So you're at Rico Lewis above Bradley.
yeah, he's been playing for City for what, like the last 3 seasons? As a youngster, under 21, he was in
This
the
is
treble-winning
really bad.
side.
Over
Like,
some of these
Jesus
youngsters
Christ,
is crazy.
mate.
Number 2, I've gone for Ethan Namweri from Arsenal.
17.
Pretty easy. Yeah,
Mm,
he's-
yeah,
Is
17,
he
18.
second though? Is he?
Who?
above-
Ethan Namweri?
Yeah, is he better than Huijsen?
That's what I mean. Like for those,
Yeah. Yeah, he's
but
more.
they barely
more
they
value.
barely proved themselves.
I just know he's a better youngster than he's one of the best
Ah.
youngsters in about 2 years.
My top 2 are lads
he
that have
could.
proven
Seeing
themselves.
as Rico Lewis hasn't proven himself this season.
Doesn't matter. As a youngster,
Who's
under
your last
21, my top 2,
Who's your last 2 that you just said then? Number 3.
number 3 was Savinho.
Oh yeah.
Should we go on to
But
our number 1?
Ethan Namweri's. It has to be
Namweri.
in there for me. Yeah.
Well, maybe Arsenal fans are going to start to like you now.
Yeah.
Putting him there.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. I think he's quality.
I want to know who
He's
your
good.
number
He's
1
been
is.
good,
then.
but I don't know.
Oh, number
really
1's
haven't seen too much of him yet.
It's easy for me. I think.
Ranieri, but yeah, he's doing it. If he's playing at Arsenal at this age, you know.
I'm annoyed I've
Must
missed out
be player.
Savino though. I would definitely put him over quite a lot of
Go on
these.
then. Who's your number 1?
Garnacho.
Garnacho.
Well, I went with Kobe Mainoo.
Wow.
So 2 United players in there.
Oh, Kobe Mainoo and Rico Lewis
Interesting.
is your top 2 is bad.
Bruh, playing for England. None of the other players that you've mentioned have broken into national team, other than Garnacho, obviously.
Kirkers, Lewis Hall. They've all played. Conor Bradley.
But have they played in the bigger games? Whereas
Has Rico Lewis?
Rico Lewis, Rico
No.
Lewis maybe not. Fair enough, but Kobe
Garnacho for me.
Rico Lewis has for City played in big games, and Kobe Mainoo has literally started for United and
I just think this season,
England. To be fair,
Rico Lewis and Kobe Mainoo have been so disappointing.
I don't disagree with that. I am not saying this season. We're doing 21 and under.
I'd say Garnacho number 1 for me. I just think he's really good. Lacking a bit of end product at the moment, but in a bad United side, he is their best player. I'd slightly rate him over at Amad Diallo.
I do have him as a, but Diallo is 22.
Breaking into,
Mm.
he's breaking into his Argentinian squad, but Garnacho. for
I
me,
do have
number
him
1.
as an honourable mention, Garnacho, because I think he is
Have
solid.
you done
as
your
well.
honourable mentions?
Yeah, I've got.
Pretty
So I have got Rico Lewis, Mainoo,
Yeah.
Ferguson, Minter.
Matthias Tell.
I really wanted to put him. I really like him, but I just didn't because he's on
Haven't seen
loan.
enough from
That's the
him.
only reason
Yeah.
I didn't. Euro,
Yeah,
did Man
Lenny
United.
Yoro is going to.
Lewis Skelly and Tyler Dibbling.
I
Tyler Dibbling, I was 50-50 to put him in over Osolo or Hutchinson, but I didn't. But I would have put Savino in now.
Yeah,
but I didn't realise
Hutchinson's
how
my
young he was.
honourable.
Yeah.
For me, Dibbling has to be in this list.
Over
And
who? Over who would you put him in?
Quite a few.
What,
Definitely some of the
Hutchinson?
later, yeah, and Lewis Miley, Osula. The fact that he's starting at 18 and then like he has players on touch.
I think he's really good. Yeah,
He
I
just
think he's
dribbles
class.
past anyone. I think he definitely deserves to be on that list.
He'll definitely be
player-
getting a big move in the summer, won't he?
I think so. And we also signed Mateus Fernandes. I think is another honourable shout. I know we've been terrible this season, but these two players are.
I think only.
You haven't watched him.
I'm
No.
sorry, only Southampton
Right.
fans would know who he is.
Bookmark this, okay? Clip this, and tell me in a few years, Mateus Fernandes is going places. He's going to the
You've
top.
had your limelight.
He is going to the top. This
don't
guy
know.
is unreal centre mid.
Okay.
Portuguese, he's got it all, mate. Honestly,
Bro,
He will
everyone
go to a big
turns off
team.
match of the day by the time Southampton come on.
So do I. I don't even watch it. It's too painful for me to watch. But still, Mateus Fernandes is a baller.
Okay,
He
so
deserves a mention.
you've
But
been very
Dibbling
biased there.
Has to be on the list. I'm not being.
So your two
Because like
mentions,
Josh King, I could go
There
crazy
are only
about.
two good players. Okay.
your
He's
two
20 and
mentions
18.
are Southampton players.
Pretty much.
Your honourable
I didn't
mention
even
is
think
a
of
Josh
Fulham
King.
player.
Hold on. So other things I agree with
Oh,
most
fuck
of the
off.
list.
He's got two Bournemouth players in
Yeah,
his top
can
10.
you argue with Milos Kerkez and Dean Huijsen?
No.
No,
Kerkez I would have pushed out a little bit.
really?
Only because
What,
like,
one of the best second best left back in the Premier League? Or
He's
Isn't
or
he
also
about-
going
he's
to a
about
big
to be
club
22,
and he's
isn't he,
going
though?
places.
No, he's 19.
Doesn't
20.
matter though. He's
No,
still
he's not. He's 21.
This is
Oh, is he?
this.
yeah, he's 21.
But still, it's
Harvey
21
Elliott,
under.
another player that hasn't
No.
made
Fuck
mentions.
off.
I just don't rate him.
Really?
Twat.
Yeah.
Gusto.
Is Gusto that young?
Yeah.
Oh, Colwell,
He's
isn't he
good.
20? Oh no, he just turned 22.
Colwell actually is no. I think Colwell is 21.
Yeah,
Somehow.
I just don't think they're better than the players I've got
I
on
was
my
trying to
list.
go younger and people that are like actually proving themselves. Although Colwell should have got in my list based
He's
off
been
that.
around
I wouldn't say
ages,
Colwell's
so-
above any other players that I've got in there.
Um,
I'm well happy with my list. Apart from Savinho. That's the only player.
so we're gonna have to revisit this list now.
So I'll go through mine then again.
10. I've got him here. If you want me to go
Oh,
for it. So
okay,
you've
go
got
on.
Minter. No, this is
No.
Geordie's actually. It's Minter 10, Miley 9, Huijsen 8, Lewis Skelly 7, Ferguson 6, Archie Gray 5th, 4th Bradley, 3rd Savinho, 2 Lewis, and 1 Mainu.
Oh, fucking.
Well-
Well, Huijsen, you put that low on the list.
He's only just
Four.
fucking mate. He's literally only just. I watched his debut.
And he's been the
with
best
you.
centre back in the league, arguably.
And I've literally 3 of those
Oh, I think that's
players in the.
crazy.
Sorry, out of my 4, Conor Bradley's played for Liverpool. What for the last 2 seasons, maybe 3.
I think putting
Featured.
Evan
And Kobe
Ferguson-
Mainu and Rico Lewis have been fundamental parts of their Premier League teams and nations.
I was at.
Nations is a crazy sentence.
He was good.
Kobe
at this.
Mainu
Rico
was-
Lewis
he was
didn't
good.
do anything.
Very solid.
Mainu
Mainly
did.
played like twice.
And yeah, but he was the.
He-
he was the
yeah,
best
he was
player
one
He
of the
we
was
best
had.
players.
literally unreal
Yeah, I just wouldn't put.
on the world stage. Not-
Yeah, fair.
I was at the FA Cup final, and Mainu was like a big part of Man United.
Yeah,
winning
Mainu's
that.
good. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but I just think there's been players better.
This
than
season, maybe not.
yeah, this
Um,
season, yeah, sure.
So now
but-
we have to agree, but I think I want 10. I'll be putting in Diblin. I don't care. You guys can try and fight me on this one. Diblin is going in.
We're not in control of the list.
Diblin
I'm
is
sorry.
going in.
Maybe.
We did both mention him as an
Maybe
honourable.
above
So
William.
He's
Osler.
18. I'd put him higher. I'm biased.
I stop bringing up the age thing now. It's under 21, so
Yeah, but I mean, but like Miley.
I think
Hutchinson,
he's good.
who would I
I think
have
Lewis
Hutchinson or
Miley's a
Dibbling?
bit of a weird one.
There's
Really?
Not, there's not
I
loads
wouldn't
of
put it. I
clubs
think he's
lining up
good.
to sign Amari Hutchinson and some of these players. But
You
there is
reckon?
lining
I
up to sign
reckon
Dibbling.
Hutchinson
There will,
will,
but in
if he
terms of
goes
Dibbling,
down.
Dibbling's going to be over
Dibbling.
50 million. 100%. He will be.
So you're saying he's got? Oh,
He will be over 50
he
million.
probably
We're
will
not going to
be.
let him go.
What
for
if
that
you go
much,
down? You
but-
reckon you're getting 50 million?
Yeah.
I'd bet
Also-
I'd bet
Can't
money
wait.
on it right now that you will not get 50 million for a player in the
How
championship.
much
No
do you want to bet on
way.
it?
Mate,
'Cause
you
we
won't
did
get
it for
50.
Lavia, and Lavia actually. How old is Lavia? Because he's not even on
Yeah,
this list.
he's not on
He's
this list because he's done
21.
nothing at Chelsea.
Yeah, but what about I did at Saints? He's done and what?
You can't go back 2 years and go look at what he did.
He's done alright, but when he has played for Chelsea, he's been unreal.
No, he hasn't.
He has.
No, he
My
hasn't.
Chelsea fan friend.
No,
he loves
because
him.
no,
He
I've seen,
does. He
I've
says
seen
he's
on
so
social
good.
media the exact opposite.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Agree to disagree on that. We won't put him on the list, but I think Lavia 100% deserves a shout out. And on his day, if he was fit, he would be very high on this list.
Okay, Joe.
Right,
All
okay.
right.
I've had my moments. Right. Number 9. So you got Miley or Hutchinson. Neither of you picked both. Do you think he goes in?
I'll
Out of these,
go
we've got Minter,
Hutchinson.
Osler.
I can go with
Okay,
Hutchinson
we're
because I did
Hutchinson.
have him as a. I crossed him out actually. He was number 9 for me.
I think Lewis Miley's a good player.
Minter could be a shout as well. Hall, Geordie didn't even mention Lewis Hall.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
Which I find quite shocking.
He's in my honourables.
Should he
I've
go
got
number
quite a
7?
through.
I've got Lewis Hall 8.
Yeah, which is okay. So 8 is what I'm saying. Should we keep him there where he is?
Yeah. I think Kirker's slightly
Kirk is,
better.
I think, over Lewis Skelly. Definitely based on this season.
just-
Yeah, I mean, Lewis Skelly, if he continues the way he is, definitely going to be on this list, I think.
Number 6,
Ferguson or Bradley?
Bradley.
I had Bradley higher up. That's
One's
my
about to
issue.
be Liverpool starting right back.
Bradley.
Yeah, I just don't think you can put Bradley above my top 5.
Archie Gray, you both put as fifth,
Fifth,
so we'll
yeah.
keep him fifth.
4th, Oscar
Fourth,
Bob.
Oscar Bob. How can you put him in on based on what we saw?
Yes.
We only saw him in pre-season.
Yes.
To be honest,
he got
yeah.
a few goals.
No, he
Yeah,
he
he's
played
so
for City
good.
quite a
Do you
lot
think he's
last year,
above
didn't
all
he?
these players?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
very, very good.
Yeah. I don't care what you say, Joe.
Mateus Fernandez has been robbed.
Savinho.
Savinho, so you got top 3.
Gotta be.
Dean Hoyson has to get in this team.
Do you know what? Here's my big take. I think Hoyson's number 1.
I don't hate that. I really
I'm
don't.
surprised you. I'm
Shut
not
up.
Because
surprised.
he will be Real Madrid's
No,
starting centre.
every time I see
Will he
this
though?
player,
Over
I'm-
Asensio?
He's ridiculous.
He's going to be going. Him and Asensio are going to be Spain's
He's
starting
Spanish,
centre
isn't he?
backs.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
he does
true.
get that bonus.
Dean Hoyson, I third though for me.
He's a Rolls Royce of a player.
He's
like,
so good.
He's
It's a
class.
joke how good he is.
So we've got. I think he's got to be 1 or 2 because we haven't got an agreement. So
I've done Hoyson, Nwaneri,
Lewis and
Garnacho.
Nwaneri aren't in either of your 2 lists. So you haven't picked Lewis and you haven't picked Nwaneri.
Yeah, Rick Lewis isn't in mine.
So he doesn't make the top 10 at all.
Dean Hoyson has to get in 3.
Let's not make this list at all.
Yeah, he does. Maybe, no, he doesn't actually. He didn't in mine. I just don't rate him after this season. Dean Hoyson
a
number
big
3.
take.
Dean Hoyson number
I think
3.
Hoyson's got to be number 1, mate. You both agreed on him being in this
Number
list.
2, Dean Hoyson then.
Yeah, but it was my number 8. All right, fine. Second or third.
But then this is what I mean. Then some of the players you've both picked as your number 1 and 3
Oh,
aren't.
Dibbling's
going
going to have to go then.
Dibbling ain't going anywhere, mate.
It wasn't fucking in it.
So,
It's bullshit.
yeah, so you just can't rob a spot for
I will.
Dibbling.
All right, I'll let you go. For the sake of the list, I'll let him go.
We'll
but
just have our separate
it's
lists, I reckon.
crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. We should have done. But
Yeah.
I'll let Dibbling go if you want. We can move everyone up a
Yeah,
space.
just move everyone up a space.
So Dibbling's in at 11. We've agreed. So Savinho third, Hoyson second, and then who's first? Mainu or Garnacho?
Garnacho.
I can live with Garnacho, but
Ethan Nwaneri should be in this team. Heavily.
so
I
should
don't- I
probably
mean,
Mane.
again,
What we'll do is we'll have mine and Geordie's list and then the combined list on screen so people can see that I'm right and you two are wrong.
Okay, so that means Dibbling's staying in at 10. Yes, in there.
Yeah, so you have the combined list and
alright.
mine and Geordie's up on screen.
And there's got to be some Dibbling fans backing me up here.
No, I think Dibbling's really good. I just don't think he's better than who I put in. Do you think he's better than Hutchinson?
Yes.
Better player right now?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, let's move on.
This guy dribbling is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think he is unreal, to be
And
fair.
he's playing in a very shit Southampton team.
Soon to be a Bournemouth team.
Where was Hutchinson
We'll
before?
see.
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
So do you want me to run through the combined list?
Yeah, it's awful.
Number 10,
I prefer my list.
Tyler Dibbling. Number 9, Amari Hutchinson. Number 8, Lewis Hall. 7, Lewis Kirkers? Milos Kirkers, yeah. 6, Conor Bradley. 5, Archie Gray. 4, Oscar Bob. 3, Savinho. 2, Hoyson. And number 1, Garnacho.
Cool. Good team. Not. My 10 is better than that 10.
Some of them, I think we all disagree. I think this is a
My
very.
10
It's
is a lot
hard to
better.
come on and agree. Do you think your 10's better, Dicko? What about you, Geordie? Do you think you stand by your 10?
I'm done caring.
Dunk.
I'm done caring. Kobe Mainu and Rico Lewis got shoved out,
Yeah, just because they're not
even
top
though
two.
they've both been in the England
I can accept
squad.
them being between
in
6
major
and 10.
competitions.
6 and 10, but
All right, moving on.
not
I
my top
think
2.
we have
Not
to
my top
agree
2.
to disagree here.
And the fact you don't have Ethan Nwaneri is crazy. What a player.
Yeah,
I've
think
got a lot of
And
players on
Garnacho
this
as
it's
well.
a
list.
tough list to do. It's a tough list to do. But anyway, sticking
Do you think
with the
Evan
Premier League-
Ferguson's better than Garnacho then?
No, because I just forgot about Garnacho, to be honest.
All right, moving on.
Because how old is Garnacho? 20 or 21?
21.
I thought he might have just pushed over the edge. I thought
Also
he might
nearly
not have been young
sold.
enough.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Because do you remember I asked in the office, didn't I? I said how old? No, I said did Garnacho go out on loan? Because I was thinking about him, and then I questioned myself and was like, he's too old.
No. Just about.
oh,
Just about.
that was fun to debate, wasn't it? Anyway, sticking with the Premier League, we're speaking about players. Now we're going to talk about managers. We are going to be ranking all current 20 Premier League managers down from E tier all the way to S tier. So we'll be thinking about their overall contributions to the club and league, not just this season. Let's start with our first manager then.
I'm going to
Okay.
take my hoodie off.
Geordie's going to take his hoodie off.
Some ASMR.
All right, let's go.
So let's start with our first manager, and that is Mikel Arteta.
It's not.
I've done it alphabetical clubs.
Yeah. So do it alphabetical clubs.
That
please.
was how I did it, though. It is
No,
Arsenal.
no,
It had
no,
Bournemouth
no.
as a B. It had Bournemouth as a B.
Okay, Bournemouth can be a B.
All right.
Arsenal, Arteta.
Mikel Arteta,
S
where
to
are we
E.
ranking him? S to E.
It's got to be B.
C.
The only problem
He's
with
so
it.
overrated. He is such a bad manager.
Yeah, but we're not doing overrated. They are
No,
still second.
yeah,
and
exactly,
They
so I'm
could win
putting
the
him C.
league.
C.
If Liverpool do bottle it,
C.
they could win the league.
Tactically, he's pretty poor compared to other managers. If Arsenal had a different manager, they would have won more trophies. His only big trophy is FA Cup in COVID season. You watch their tactics. Most of their goals are from set pieces now. He makes players like Declan Rice not as good as what they could be. He is the most overrated manager in the Premier League. I don't like him. C.
I think we know you don't like
I
him.
think Arsenal would be a lot better team without Mikel Arteta in charge.
Wow, it's a hot take.
Who else would do the job? in your
Andoni
opinion?
Iraola at Arsenal would do well.
How convenient.
Nuno Espirito, whatever his fucking name is.
Nuno couldn't even do it at Tottenham.
Yeah,
Why
but
would he go to
Tottenham's
Arsenal?
cursed,
How's he
mate.
any better?
Any manager goes to Tottenham is cursed. Jose Mourinho did bad at Tottenham, you could say. So no,
Didn't he win something there?
He got
he got to a final and then they sacked him a week before. But no, Arteta for me is in C, just because I think he's like, he just hasn't won anything, and they've stacked every big chance they've had. He's won an FA Cup in COVID season.
Do you not think giving Man City the best Man City team of all time, I guess, with their
A title challenge.
Yeah.
Did
giving
they?
them- yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't the best Man City
Didn't they get
team.
90 points?
Yeah.
That
Got
wasn't
close
the
to 90
best
points?
Man City team.
Okay, the most
Yeah, but Liverpool
impressive
did that as well.
team we've seen.
The
in recent
treble
years.
winning
but
Man
Ars-
City.
I'm telling you, with a different manager, Arsenal would be better. I'm not saying that they did bad that season. I'm saying with a better manager, Arsenal would do a lot better.
But they've had a lot of different managers before Arteta came along, and
Have
they've
they?
been never this good.
Have they? Arsene Wenger, I'd argue, was one of the best managers the Premier League
and
has
then
ever seen.
in between
Who-
that
who-
dominant era
there was one
and
manager.
this one,
Unai Emery.
Mm.
So that point is rubbish.
Oh, it's just funny. I can't.
Arteta for me is a C, but you can put him in B.
I'll be
was
intrigued.
there no one else
if-
at Arsenal before?
It went Wenger, Emery, Arteta.
It did, yeah.
Really, they haven't had.
Yeah.
No.
So they haven't ransacked through managers.
I thought they did.
But you can't. I just think with a better manager, they would have won a lot more.
I would like to know if the comments agree with Dick.
No, of course they won't, because they're going to protect
Would
their
Nuno
legend.
be a better manager than Arteta?
No, Andoni Iraola. Arsenal would be such.
Maybe, but
I think they would have won
Nuno?
more.
I don't know.
I just think it's disappointing over his tenure there that they've only won an FA Cup in COVID season.
Yeah, true.
They could
It's
have won
hard
so
when
much
City are
more.
winning nearly every
I know they've gone against City, but still,
Yeah, well, who knows?
I think tactically he's not.
He
as
might
good.
win the league this year, and then
Yeah, they're not
still
going to, but
Hey, I doubt
Liverpool
it,
are just teasing them.
What did you give him, Geordie?
I'm happy to put him in B. Though.
I said B.
I'll agree with you at B. He's still young as well, in terms for a manager. Like
Yeah,
he's only
true.
managed 3 years.
Like they
Yeah.
could, we could if we didn't if we liked him a bit more, he'd probably be A. They're like they
but
are second and they're chasing down
Yeah,
Liverpool.
but like there's no one below them that's like really challenged them.
Well,
Everyone's having stinkers, so that's why they're in second.
yeah.
Right, we'll keep him in B then. Interestingly, we just mentioned him, but Unai Emery is next.
Ooh,
A.
A.
All in
Yeah, what he's done with
agreement.
Villa is
I think
unreal.
A
He's
is a
taken
good
them to
shout.
Champions League.
Can you not say S?
He's
then
doing really.
for-
No, I wouldn't put
for
him
his-
S because he hasn't won anything.
Okay.
That's my only problem with him. If he goes and wins a trophy at
Interesting.
Villa,
Yeah.
e.g. if they win the FA Cup or whatever, then he can go an S. But right now he's an A.
So
I
actually,
think he's a really good
I'm
manager.
going to link this to the manager who's next is Andoni Iraola.
A.
So he's going in A as well because
Yeah.
he hasn't won anything.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So realistically, only one manager here can go in the F tier.
Yeah. At the moment,
Yeah.
maybe. A for me, and
Okay.
Andoni Iraola. I think what he's done with Bournemouth is unreal, and he's actually made players better. And this
Yeah,
is my
he's also
argument with
got a big-
Arteta.
He's got a big future ahead of Marola because
I don't think you
everyone
I'll
can-
be very
wants him.
surprised if he stays at Bournemouth because I think a lot of teams. Are
Do you
gonna
think
be-
he actually would drop everything for Spurs right now?
No, not Spurs. Real Madrid though.
He can get a bigger club. Than
Real Madrid might be.
Madrid.
I heard Real Madrid
Spurs.
want maybe him or
What,
Alonso.
do you really think? How long do you think? What's his name? got?
Ancelotti.
Yeah,
I think it's the end of the season he goes.
really.
So I think they want Alonso or.
What? He
Antonio.
just hasn't renewed his contract.
Yeah, I don't think
He
it's like
wants
their
to stay. I
second.
can't remember.
I can't. It'll be 1 or 2 seasons they've got left with Ancelotti, and then I think they'll get Xavi Alonso or
Those are
Andoni.
the two linked, aren't they?
But to have
Uh,
Bournemouth in Champions League spots right now is crazy.
That is a pretty big achievement.
He's
do you think his
almost
style of
everything.
play would be good for like a Real Madrid.
Yeah,
'Cause he likes
absolutely.
to play counter-attacking football. Doesn't like possession.
not
much,
always
does he?
counter-attacking. There's some teams that we've
Mm.
played against that we have most of the ball against as it happens, but I just think any
It'd
team.
be interesting to see how he gets
It's
on
exciting
at
to
a bigger
watch.
Club.
Yeah,
They are,
if he goes.
obviously, you are a good fit at the moment, but some managers they take the step up and they just can't.
Yeah, I wouldn't
do
be
it,
surprised
so
if he does.
We will see. So we're going for Emery and Areola there in A. We have
Yeah.
both in agreement with that.
Yeah.
I think they're both doing solid, aren't they? Next up, Thomas Frank.
C.
C. So he got Brentford promoted to the Premier
Yeah,
League.
I
And
think
kept them up.
B.
Are we
B.
doing this year or like overall?
Kind of overall /
Kind
this
of
year.
overall, yeah.
If it's overall, I could bump him up
B.
to a B because he minusculely respect him for what he did with Brentford coming up and the way that they redid their youth system, the way that they actually brought players up and into the team, and they did the Moneyball system, didn't they? They looked for numbers and metrics versus.
Yeah, but is that the manager? You could.
Well, he was the one that put the starting lineup of
I
all these
definitely-
youngsters out week in
I
week
put him
out.
B. B.
I think B, but I also got to say, when I've watched Southampton versus Brentford, I just hate watching them.
I hate Thomas Frank.
They're
but
so
Oh, I hate him.
defensive and boring.
That's all he does. He taps his watch.
Like Brentford
Stupid.
just need to fuck off and get relegated.
Please,
You're a small club. Get out the league.
please. I bet on it every year. Just
He's a fan.
praying.
I'll have to even agree with him. Just like go away.
I think that's pretty harsh. They're a small club.
Go back to League
Why?
One
They're
where
a
you
bus
belong.
stop in Fulham, mate.
But he's a B. B.
Literally a bus stop in Fulham. Nothing else to him.
Oh,
Community centre takes up half of Brentford.
ouch. I've
B.
never been to Brentford.
B. It's good away
Yeah,
day.
because
I
it
have,
doesn't
I have,
exist.
I have.
It's good away day.
I lied.
Hounslow.
Good away day.
Yeah, I got the bus from there once. So next up is Fabian Hurstler of Brighton.
Pretty underwhelming season for them so
C.
far. But then again, they went and beat Chelsea 3-0 the other night, which really
They're inconsistent, aren't they?
inconsistent. I don't think Brighton fans really like, well, from what I've seen on social media, really like him. So
I'd say C as well because we haven't really got that much of a backlog on him.
Yeah,
Everything
we've
we've
got
spoken
a few
about so
months.
far, we've got quite a lot of previous seasons under their belts, and we can
I'd say
compare.
it's been underwhelming for Brighton so far. But then again, they could suddenly change it around. But I'm going to play C.
Yeah, I
C
think
for now.
C's a fair assessment.
C.
They could do better. They could do well. They started the season really well.
Yeah, and then they
tailed
kind
off a
of
bit, and then they've picked it up again a bit. I guess with
After
that win
beating,
against
yeah.
Chelsea. They have lost some big players and their manager. So to be 10th for Brighton, another club that probably shouldn't be in the Premier League as long as they have been, but fine. Don't hate them as much as Brentford. They can.
C. C.
How long ago was it they got European football? 2 seasons.
Last season,
Yeah,
they were in it
it's
last
two-
season.
They were in it so
yeah.
2 seasons ago.
Bit out, yeah, deserve it.
And they've just gone
And
downhill.
Casado as well. You got to remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, right. Sursler and C. Now it's Enzo Maresca.
Ooh, that's quite a good one. Oh,
It's tough, isn't it?
B.
Ooh.
Because he's had a very good start.
Chelsea fans would disagree with you. They don't-
Really?
They think they've done
Hasn't-
bad this
He
season.
did this at Leicester as well. He made a really good start and then
and they
started
kind of
dipping.
tailed on.
I'd give him a B so far.
C.
I think C as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
C.
alright.
yeah.
Because if they don't get top 4 with the money they spend,
pretty
that's
disappointing.
pretty disappointing. And the start they made as well. Like everyone.
They do look. Oh, I don't know.
If you asked me at the start of the season, you guys would have said probably like A. But then,
C. C.
yeah,
C.
still his first
Just-
season
just-
in
I
charge.
think Chelsea look like yo-yos though. Like sometimes they really do look very organised and really, really
Good.
fucking good. And then
The other night against Brighton.
yeah,
Yeah, C. C.
Well, the other night against Brighton, against Fulham, against Bournemouth, they sort of do just come apart. They look, they start really good. Like I mean, at the Fulham game,
I think it's
the
mainly
way Palmer was tearing us up for the first 20 minutes, I was scared. And then out of nowhere, they just dropped off.
I'd do C for him, just because. Yeah, C.
I can live with C.
It
We're
could bump
saying
up.
C.
High C,
Yeah,
high C,
we'll
low B.
reevaluate at the end, won't we?
C.
So next is Oliver Glasner.
Oh, Palace fans rate him highly. They said he was the next best thing.
Do they? What still?
They're having an all right. They
He's
They're
just got to
doing
be
all
a
right.
C.
They're
yeah.
doing
Started-
the most Palace season ever.
they started
Yeah.
to come good, haven't
Well,
they?
they're like 12th place. I think they finished bottom half of the table, like near that mark
Yeah.
since they got promoted.
I mean, we play him this weekend, so
I'm gonna have to put him in a B.
B.
C.
Yeah, B.
I think C.
I put him in
C.
B. I think he's decent.
I think so. After when he first came,
Yeah, they thought they were
Palace
getting
were
Europe.
flying, and then this season they haven't been hitting the same heights. They have lost Elise.
Okay,
um,
reevaluate that one. Yeah, put him
and
in
they
C.
lost-
for now.
I think C
Anderson.
is a fair assessment right
Okay.
now. But
Yeah.
we'll put him in C.
I haven't. Yeah, that's probably
And
fair.
we'll see
for now.
who else fits the other categories. David Moyes, or for the
Ooh.
Spanish listeners,
A.
David A. Moyes. A.
Yeah, A.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I can put him in A. Yeah.
Really?
I
Given
think
the
he's a
start.
Yeah, no, but if we go, no. Obviously for Everton right now, he's done S for this season. But Man United,
Yeah, we have
failed.
backtrack on
Man United, he failed.
So's every manager.
Yeah.
Apart from Mourinho, and even then.
Man United, I'd say he's failed. But not
Anyone would have
it's
failed,
hard
I
to-
think, going in.
Yeah,
after
it's hard.
Ferguson.
Yeah, that's.
And no one backed him, but yeah.
Is he an A though?
What was it like at West Ham?
In terms of Premier League legacy,
They didn't
this
like him,
guy,
did they?
Yeah. For
Didn't he
Everton-
take him European football though?
I want
He
B.
won- yeah,
I
he
want.
won them,
Oh
yeah.
shit!
He won the
Literally
League
won a
Conference.
trophy with them.
I don't know.
He's probably
Hey,
It's a
underrated.
really hard one.
It
I
is
think
a hard
Moisey
one.
gets an A.
The start he's made at the moment as well. It's quite impressive.
Yeah,
If we're going
okay.
off of previous accolades,
Can we put him in for A now, and then that might get changed?
Hey, okay.
Might get changed.
I think A or B is definitely the place for him. Right.
Yeah.
Marco Silva.
You can take lead on this one.
say it's B or A.
I put him B.
I think.
I'd
don't-
love.
I don't think if
to
you look
see
at the
a
managers we
result.
put in A, I don't think he's as good as
No,
them.
no, I
So
can't
B.
disagree with that.
I
B.
do think that, but then what would he have to do to get to
Win
A?
something,
Get-
anything.
What do you mean win?
No,
What do you
no,
expect
no.
with Fulham? You're not
No,
sure.
Oh, no,
maybe get into
nothing.
Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe get into Europe.
yeah. All right, maybe.
Again,
I mean,
he's also failed at quite a few clubs before.
well,
Yeah,
that's
he
what
did
I
fail.
was thinking. I couldn't put him in A because
Everton
I
he
thought
failed,
about
didn't
his
he?
past.
Mm.
and,
Did he
like,
fail at Everton?
Yeah,
B.
badly.
Wasn't there another club as well?
Wolves?
Watford.
No, yeah, Watford.
Yeah.
B for me.
He was all right at Watford though.
I'd say he's been saved for.
This is
by the
his
end for-
best managerial performance.
Oh,
yeah, he
he's
has
turned it
I don't know.
around in
transformed
England for
Fulham.
sure.
Yeah.
But the problem is, again, when I say win something, yeah, European football would count to me as winning something.
Yeah.
And are you the most
Finishing-
exciting team to watch?
One of them,
Do you think?
Relatively.
we're very
You're okay.
forward thinking.
Kieran McKenna.
A.
What?
Maybe B. 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 I might be a bit too excited
Yeah,
on
what
that
the
one.
fuck?
B. B. B.
B.
Don't you dare say not B.
Well, he's got 2 promotions, but then
He's just taken Ipswich from League One to the
Yeah.
Premier League, and they're
So-
looking like a pretty decent Prem side at the moment.
Southampton
still in
manager when we first came, Nigel Atkins. He did that. Would he be?
I
in the
don't care
same-
about
same
Nigel
breath?
Atkinson.
No,
I'm talking about
Nigel
you.
Atkins.
You have to put him in B. Man United might go for him, and he's brought in a club from League One to Premier League, and I
this
still think they have a
season,
really good chance
If
to
he
perform.
was an A manager, would he?
No, because the
be
gap,
in the
the gap between the
bottom
Championship
2?
and Premier League is massive. They're
It
not in the
is.
bottom 2; they're in the bottom 3 now. They went up a place.
They go okay.
They're only 3 points off staying up. You can't say anything less than a B. He's brought a team from League One to the Premier
No,
League.
he is a good manager.
Eddie Howe.
He is a good manager.
So Eddie Howe. Oh no, we'll get onto that in a second.
Eddie Howe.
But Kenny McKenna B.
I can put him in B. I can
I
live with
can
him in
put him
B.
in B.
League One
I
to the
can't-
Premier
I
League,
can't
and you're
stick
trying to put him in
A.
anything
no,
under.
No, I just can't.
Maybe
put
not
A
A.
because if he's got like Ipswich.
If he keeps them up, he might go to A.
Yeah, I agree with that. But if he was
If
know,
they stay
The
up,
only other
A.
comparison point I'll bring up here is that we are talking about lower league titles versus every other manager we've spoken about has
Yeah, but to
several
go-
years in
yeah,
the
but
Premier League.
I'm
that we're
saying
comparing
to go Ipswich.
I'm
to
not
League One,
disagreeing.
yeah.
I think it is. I think
And now
it is
they
a B.
look pretty. Out of the bottom 3, they look like the tactically best team as well. So
Yeah.
B.
yeah, he is probably the best manager out of the bottom 3.
With the lowest budget as well.
100%.
Although they did sign quite a lot of
They
players.
didn't have the last
Yeah,
budget
but
this summer. That's
just because Southampton didn't sign anyone,
exactly because we had
they signed a lot of players, and
Yeah.
they look good. They actually tactically look good. Maybe a bit too attacking, but Yeah.
well, I just don't like them.
next one.
Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Ooh. D.
Is this our first D?
D.
Hmm.
Hasn't really impressed me.
I
I
mean,
don't know.
I don't think he wants to be there, does he?
I don't really know.
3-0 with United, and then
He did all right at United for a bit. I just feel like it's a bit. He's been given a bit of a crappy job.
has he done any better than Steve Cooper?
Yeah. D.
I think D.
Yeah.
I think
He's probably could be a good manager.
if he keeps him up.
Yeah.
Again,
D for now,
going up
though.
now, but are they a good team to watch?
They're not staying
No.
up.
Did he get back-to-back promotions? No. He's got to go
Yeah,
in D,
D.
hasn't he?
D.
Um,
I don't think you can put him in the same bracket as Maresca.
No. Great
Say
football
D.
player, though.
Yeah.
Arne Slot.
S. I'm going to say there's now
Is
2
it an
S's.
S?
I do think he is an S.
So, okay, let's say that he is going to win the league.
Hmm.
Is he going to win? Is he going
A
to be an S?
for me. A.
A.
Also unbeaten in the Champions League until that last, at the same time as flying in the Prem, they until the very last week went unbeaten in that Champions League format.
A for me.
They have dipped a bit, though.
Right now,
They
I
haven't
agree.
dipped.
They've dipped
Lost to
right
Plymouth.
now.
He has
Right now, they've
knocked
dipped a
out the
little
FA
bit.
Cup as well against Plymouth.
Hmm.
That's quite a big
Drew to
Yeah.
Everton. Drew
They're
to
in the final of the
Villa.
Carabao Cup
They
though.
are in the final of the Carabao Cup. So
A for me could be S by the end of the season
yeah,
because they are still on for a treble.
they are.
But
So what are we going for?
A for me, just
Are we keeping that S?
he's
tier?
really good, but A.
For our next manager, I think we are Pep Guardiola.
No, I don't think you can put him in S.
What?
A.
Who's in your S tier then?
No one.
What's the point of it?
Yeah, I just don't. I just,
No.
Surely, okay. So
I
if
would've
one
put-
manager in the Premier League has to be in that S tier, who are you going to say?
probably would be Pep,
It would have to be Pep.
but I think he's a great manager. I think he's really good. But every team he's been to, he's had the budget. Every team, he's never gone to a team and they haven't been the best. He's gone to Barca.
Okay, but still done
Bayern
it.
Munich,
Chelsea
Man
you
City.
could say that about Chelsea.
Okay, yeah, he
Or
probably
Man
he
United,
probably
you know,
isn't.
Yeah.
team that
He
spent
probably
money.
is an S, but let's be real, he has been given a lot of money to do what he wanted to do.
He has, but then what he's just
But he
achieved
has
with it-
changed the way Premier League football teams play.
And probably football in general.
Yeah.
Okay, S.
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 I think I'm glad.
I think the only thing that holds him back is how much money he's had available to him.
Yeah. Jordy, would you have said S?
Always.
In terms of
Yeah.
what he's achieved, though, it's 100% S.
Yeah.
Like, he's still the best
It's just
manager
this season.
in the world. Even this season, excluding that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still think now, who would you want as your manager? If you could pick one.
Ancelotti or
Bro.
Pep?
It'd be Pep.
S.
100% Pep for me.
Yep. Okay.
I'll
take that.
Next up, Ruben Amorim.
Oh,
D.
harsh job.
Very hard. Very. Oh, if you go on previous accolades, he could have been a B really because
Yeah,
what
I
he
got to put
did.
him higher.
What he did at
Let's-
C.
Sporting.
We remember this is.
C.
I
Maybe a B.
reckon D. I
C.
think lower.
I mean, he's been given a pretty harsh job. He'll need
He
at
has
least
been given a harsh
two
job,
transfer
But
windows.
is he doing any better than Ten Hag?
No.
Arguably, they're worse. Some people are saying like a
Yeah,
corner
but
for his head
the
already.
injuries,
Is he out of his depth?
Injuries.
He hasn't like
Any
achieved
manager that
much.
goes to Man United, I'd love to see him.
he's
I think
got rid of
Pep would struggle at
Rashford,
Man
big
United.
call. Yeah, it's
I'll go
it's a tough
C.
job, to be
Actually,
honest.
the way he's shunned out Rashford's pretty poor. D.
D.
Only because he did well at Sporting is the reason I really want
That's
to
what
put
I mean.
him
If
higher.
you're looking at what he's done in the Premier League, what has he done? Not much. He's won a few big games.
Well, this is what I'm confused about then. Are we going off managers' pasts or?
Kind
are
of
we...
bit
in
bit
the
of a
Premier
mix.
League, in the Premier League, has he done much in the Premier League? No.
No.
No, but I'm not just. I'm trying to.
We're trying to look at the.
I think there
manager
definitely
in
is a
general.
manager in there,
Yeah, I agree.
but D for now.
I do agree. Like he could be it, but he needs backing.
They're still
and
in the
he
FA
needs-
Cup,
Not for long.
but who have they got? Oh, Fulham. They're still in the FA Cup with a really good chance to win that. So
Who
but-
knows? Who knows?
They've got too many injuries.
Diallo
If
being
you
out.
can get them in the top half, that'd be a real big
I,
achievement.
No
I don't
Diallo,
see him
no
getting no
Martinez.
Diallo, no Rashford.
No menu.
No chance.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I'm happy with D, but I wanted to put him in C though.
okay, we'll give him a D for now. We'll reevaluate, obviously. Eddie Howe is up next.
Ooh,
A.
this could be an S. This could be an S.
A.
This could be an S.
Why?
Okay, let's start off with the obvious one. League 2 Premier League to a Bournemouth ninth place finish. Taking a team from the bottom of League 2 to a ninth place finish in the Premier League. Newcastle taking them to the Champions League, taking them to their first final, which they unfortunately lost, and now they've got another final. It could be an S.
What do you think, Jordy?
That could be an S.
His points have twisted my elbow.
For it to take a team from League 2 to ninth place finish in the Premier League,
I forgot it was League 2.
I don't
Yeah.
think he gets enough plaudits for that, by the way.
probably
No.
not.
Because like you saw, I mean, we're all from Bournemouth. We saw
The majority of that happened.
We
I
saw
mean,
how
my-
close
my
we were to
fir-
liquidation. and
My
we saw
first
him turn
season
it
was
round,
when we were on minus 17,
which is also
so I
crazy.
saw the whole thing.
Yeah,
So, and what he's done with Newcastle is pretty impressive. He's kind of, I know they've had a bit of money to back him, but it's
insane.
impressive to take
Yeah,
Champions
that
League.
is an S.
And now they're in final.
That is an S, to be fair.
I think
Witnessing
S
it as well.
I think S.
does
Just
help.
weirdly, I am going to say I prefer Andoni to Eddie Howe because it's the best
Really?
football.
It's more modern. Yeah, but
It's the best football I've seen.
and you're in a
Bournemouth,
better
and we've
place.
got better
but
play
without, you wouldn't be there
without Eddie Howe. So S.
So-
That's probably a little bit of bias there, but I do think anyone could argue. I think
well,
anyone.
Yeah, all three of
could
us could be
argue.
a little bit biased there as well, though, because even to Joel's points, like Joel and I both went to Bournemouth games when it was it was like what
don't
£5?
tell them that. No.
No, it used to be £5 to be a junior
Yeah,
cherry.
well,
and
the
fucking-
Southampton Bournemouth rivalry never used to exist because it's still
Yeah, and
Southampton.
Fulham, Bournemouth. I mean, I wasn't going to travel to London as like a 14-year-old kid every week, so
I'd put him in S just because of what he's done.
yeah,
in
I can
football.
back S.
He's insane.
He is, and also Jason Tyndall deserves a shout out. Big assistant manager.
No, he doesn't.
He trained me. He taught me everything I know.
Used to
Shout
come in.
out BTFA.
I really hate Jason Tindall as a manager.
That's really horrible. Well, not as a
No.
manager, as a
Steve
assistant
No,
Fletcher.
as a
manager.
manager, he was awful when we had him for that season.
He taught me how to play football.
But
Yeah,
no, very
same.
He's a great guy.
Eddie Howe S.
Great guy. Eddie Howe S. Fine. Nuno Espirito Santo.
A.
Hey,
I think.
if he had more
After
previous
what he did,
accolades.
oh, I don't know about that. He took Wolves, did well with Wolves.
Wolves
took them
smashed the
to
championship
took
that
them to
season as
Europe.
well.
Took Wolves to Europe.
Did he take him to Europe?
I'm pretty sure.
Was that him?
Almost sure he took him to Europe.
Did he?
Almost sure.
I don't.
You can fact check that if
Well,
you
I'm
want.
gonna fact check this.
But I'm almost sure he took him to Europe.
Well, that's what I was going. I didn't
I could
think
swear.
he was the one that took them to Europe.
I thought he was.
If he was, then he goes a little bit higher on. But even so, then he still is technically an A, probably. I don't think.
I'm putting him in A anyway. I'm not putting him in. He's definitely not S.
Yeah, I give him an A.
A. To have Nottingham Forest where they are, and what he did with Wolves was really good. So
what
A.
has Tottenham run?
Wasn't the best, was it? I didn't. But I don't think any manager. I don't want. No manager has really done well with Tottenham apart from Poch.
Dicko's right. He was actually
Really?
19, 20.
Ball knowledge, lad.
19 to 20.
Yeah.
But I just don't think they did. Actually, they got to the quarter final.
So they got to
it's
call for
when they had Jimenez. When Jimenez was firing
And
before
Torre.
he knocked himself.
And they had Neves. And
Yeah, Neves was player.
That
Moutinho.
A.
team, Moutinho. Yeah.
A for me.
A
It's
for Nuno.
Tottenham. Range slightly overshadows him, but he's proven that wrong. That was mainly the club.
He's an
He's
A.
quite a
Yeah, he's an A
defensive-
tier manager.
Defensive manager.
Oh, their counter-attacking Forest are really
yeah,
good.
but I think the fact that they're third in the Premier League, he just probably deserves to be up there right now.
Yeah.
So we'll keep him in A.
Hey,
Hi, Ivan Juric is next.
is this your manager?
This is our manager. Have
Joel,
you-
do you want to take the lead?
It's a
How long
tough
has he actually
one.
been in the job though?
He's been in there since I think December. I think so. After Fulham, he was appointed. He was actually in the stands at the Fulham.
Yeah, he
game.
was.
Okay.
Neil we mentioned. So it's tough because we
I
all
mean-
love Martin, and when he got sacked,
You didn't love
Ivan
Martin.
Juric came in. Well, we didn't after his just reluctance to
Um,
not stop dicking around with it.
My
at the back. But Juric came in. He speaks well, but like you don't warm to him.
D. It's harsh to put
It's-
a guy in E.
It is harsh to put him in E, but I just think Southampton don't deserve any kind of plaudits.
Yeah,
Apart
but
from Tyler Dibbling, who
my
deserves
issue
to be
is-
number 10.
The issue coming that sound job, everyone knew. Let's be honest. By the time you come in, you were already going to go down.
I think he's made us worse somehow. Like the football I'm watching is just so painful to watch. Like it's horrible.
D. It
D.
may be E. If you want to
D,
put
I
him
mean,
in
there's
E,
no one in E. If anyone deserves to
if
be
you
in
want to
E,
override it and
deserves
put
to be
him,
in-
if you want to override and put him
yeah,
in E,
I mean it's harsh because like I wanted to like give him a chance and like him, but then the football just. died
Where was he
out.
before?
He was at Roma. He got sacked for Roma earlier in the season. He done well in Italy.
Was he at Roma
Um,
when we were there? No, has he just been sacked?
He started this season, got sacked this season, I think.
Well, when were
I
we
don't
there?
think he was.
He
there.
was very good in Italian football, and he was allegedly
Except
plays
for-
death metal football, and we've not seen any of that.
Mm.
D or E. You can choose, Joel. You put your
I think
manager.
D is fair. I think D. I don't want to.
I just think because he's only been there 2
Yeah,
months.
I mean-
We
with
might
a-
not have an E
who
for a
knows? He
manager.
might keep us up. He definitely isn't keeping us
Yeah,
up.
what the-
If he keeps
I'm
you up,
lying.
if he keeps you up, he's an S.
If he keeps us up, he deserves his own tier and a statue. But let's be honest, he ain't doing that.
Keeping you up.
Yeah, we'll put him in D. I mean, I don't think there's going to be anyone in E, but if there is, it might have to be him.
If Gary O'Neill was still knocking about, he'd be an E.
Mm.
But carry on.
Well, we're going to get onto Wolves.
Or
Well,
Scott
Sean
Parker.
Dycheby.
Well, the next one's going to be interesting. Where you think this one's going to go as well? Because it's Ange Postecoglou.
Oh,
I really like him.
So do I.
I-
B.
No. C. You can't put him above who we've got in B.
Yeah, but if we're going off previous accolades as well.
Celtic.
Yeah, but
He's had a long.
I really like him. I really want him to do well, but
I do like. He's a very likable guy.
I can't
isn't
put
he?
him in the same tier as some of the
Loves his
managers we've got
honest.
there. So D.
And this season's just not been good. But like
D?
when
C.
C.
I think
Okay,
C.
C.
God,
No,
you
C,
went
sorry, I
down
didn't
another
mean- I
one
didn't mean
there.
C.
I was like,
he has got a very tough job in his hands with the injuries.
Yeah.
And like he wants to play a certain type of way.
I
and he
hate
just
this
can't with that
injuries
squad.
excuse.
No Solanke though. Like he's got no.
Bournemouth haven't got a striker.
Yeah, but you've got look at the players you do have.
Yeah, but look at the players we didn't have a month ago. I just
You
think
still had
it's
solid
very
players
easy to
there.
blame injuries when every team in the league has had injuries this season
Yeah, but
and
when
still
it's your
managed
back
form.
four, I think that's when it becomes even harder to deal with.
Okay.
Because you
Alright.
had Hoyson, you had.
He's still
Zambrino,
going
everything.
C. Yeah, we didn't have a right back, did we? So
Who was your right? Who was playing
Lewis
right back
Cook,
for him?
centre mid.
Exactly. Yeah, it's fine.
I just think C, because I can't put him in this. I can't put him above Maresca 'Cause I feel like that's harsh on Maresca.
He's in the same category as Maresca.
Yeah, which is fair enough. I think
Yeah.
C. I really want him to do well, but I just think this season and some of the stuff he says in interviews is really bad. Really bad.
Yeah. I don't want him to get sacked though. I think.
No, I hope he doesn't get
Spurs
sacked.
Agree. I don't know.
Well, Spurs just need to keep someone for a bit.
They need to get everyone back.
They need to get Levy out and actually invest in.
Yeah, I
money
think it's more
before
Daniel
too
Levy
late.
than it is anything. So Pot
They didn't win
Pog
anything without him,
C.
or maybe the Europa League. You never know.
I hope they
Right.
take Vinicius back.
No chance. Anyway, yeah, we'll go for C with him then. Graham Potter.
B tier manager.
Oh,
He was very.
Absolutely not in the B category for me.
What?
really?
What did he do at Chelsea? And what has he done at
Brighton.
West Ham? Yeah, but Brighton went and got better
West Ham have been
after
pretty
he
poor.
left.
Yeah, C. I'm happy with C. Brighton, I think, was more the infrastructure helped him than it was him as a manager.
I would.
As soon as De Zerbi went in there, they started
Yeah.
playing better.
Mm.
I'd
Here's
argue.
my take. If we were having our overrated XI with a manager, it'd be Graham Potter.
Okay. Yeah, I'm happy to put him where
Wasn't he dubbed for the England job before Tuchel?
Yeah,
Yeah, but that was just because he's the best. kind
we've
of
had some
man
pretty.
available
We've had Big
with
Sam as an
budgets.
England man, so
Yeah, it's true. I met him at an airport once. I was in the
Sam.
queue in Albufeira at Faro
Big Sam.
Airport
Who?
from a Bournemouth flight.
Sam Allardyce.
Sam Allardyce was just on the flight and in the customs queue with us.
Was he in the chippy?
No, there was no chippy nearby, mate.
Graham Potter though. C. Are we putting him or D?
But you boys want to put him in C, do you?
Yeah, see.
Okay. We'll put him in C.
I don't know. He could go down to a D though.
I think he could be
Could be a D.
floating around that mark. Right now, like he's not had the new manager bounce at West Ham at all.
Yeah.
And West Ham have got a better squad.
You're
than
right.
their
Brian did get
position
better,
ranks,
and
yeah, he did.
Chelsea he didn't do well.
Is he overrated?
Chelsea
He was
was
at
going
Swansea as
through.
well.
Chelsea
as
was
well.
going through that big mix up though.
Transitional phase,
But
yeah.
Yeah, and it's also not his fault that Brighton got better. He was good at Brighton.
we'll come back
It's
to that one. I reckon at the
We'll
end. there.
pencil him in at C, all right?
Yeah, pencil him in.
And our last one is Vita Pereira for Wolves.
D.
Who knew about him before he got appointed to Wolves, to be honest with you, and I didn't.
D.
Again, has he done much better than O'Neill? I think he's got a few results.
Yeah, thanks to Kuhn.
Was he
D.
at Al Hilal?
Yeah, if we're gonna say just because I haven't seen enough of him,
Yeah, he hasn't really.
he's gonna go
been-
beat Bournemouth for the weekend probably. But
Yeah, he's
oh
probably
well.
gonna make you eat them words.
But D, just because I haven't seen enough of him, he might actually be a good manager, but it's pretty harsh to put him in the same.
So he's not exactly taken over a flying Wolves team. Then
No.
he hasn't exactly.
But he
made them
did
much
do well
better
against
anyway.
Liverpool away the other day.
Yeah, I think he's done a few good games, but didn't they beat Fulham 4-1?
Yeah.
Was
So-
that Vita Pereira? That was him, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that was.
What did we
That
put
might
him-
have been his first game in charge.
Might have to put Marco Silva down a couple now.
I think that was his first game in charge.
Do you want us to run back this list then? Because we've done them all.
Yeah, do our S category first.
S. We've got Pep Guardiola, Eddie Howe. A. Emery, Iola, Moyes, Slot, and Nuno in A. B. Arteta, Frank, Silva, and McKenna. C. Herzler, Maresca, Glasner, Ange, and Potter. And D. Van Nistelrooy, Amorim, Juric, and Pereira. It's actually not far off. It's a pretty good list.
Yeah. Could Arteta and B is gonna piss some people off.
I think the only one I'd be looking at is if Slot wins, I think he goes to S tier.
Yeah, I had to
He's-
put Slot's.
He's taken over from Klopp and he's done, like, no one even mentions that now. Do you know what I mean?
Slot by the end of the year could be an S.
I think so.
Because he could also lose Salah and Arnold
If
shortly.
Areola gets Champions League with Bournemouth, is that an A?
He's already an A.
Is that an S? Sorry, would that
Yeah,
be an S, do you think?
maybe- it
That's
might
a pretty
be.
big achievement because, like, Bournemouth,
Yeah.
realistically,
We
you're
could-
not going to win that.
We still have a chance to get FA Cup.
Yeah,
I think any team in the FA Cup this season has a really good chance to win it.
that is,
Who do you
how,
join?
that is how it works.
Wolves at home.
Yeah,
No, but I mean, as in the teams that are in the top 8 in the Premier League
Oh, I
have
know
a
what you mean,
really
I
big
know.
chance to win the
Yeah.
Premier League FA Cup this season.
yeah. I mean, anything can happen in the cup, can't it?
If he gets us to Wembley and
Yeah.
gets us Europe, I think it's hard to argue he's not S.
It's pretty impressive.
I'd say any Europe place actually might get an S.
That's a good point. What about Unai Emery as well? Because he's obviously got Villa to Champions League. What has he got to do
To get an
to
S,
get S?
probably win a trophy at Villa
Yeah,
to get an S.
I think they are sort of banging on the door.
I think A's fair for him.
Yeah,
I think Villa fans would put him in A. I don't think you can put him in the same as Pep.
yeah. So I think A is pretty solid then. We're keeping that locked in.
Yeah.
Sure, Moyes, we're keeping Moyes in A as well.
See, I'd go B with Moyes.
What's
B
the
was really
story?
good. He did win.
I think he was good enough in the past to stay in A, but
I really want to put him in B.
Do you think we're having a recency bias with his current form at Everton to keep him?
Yeah.
In? I think if we
Slightly.
take that out, should we move him to B?
Just because of how bad he was at West Ham for a bit. I know he won them a trophy.
Yeah. His style of play sort of works. For
his
those kind of
statistics
clubs.
weren't actually that bad at United, were they? When they compare it to the
No,
recent
they
managers,
weren't. It's just
Like,
'cause-
it
But
was.
then he inherited a.
I feel bad.
title-winning
Any
team.
manager that came after Sir Alex was always going to be a struggle. And I don't think he was allowed to sign the players
No, he wasn't.
because he thought he was going to get Gareth Bale, didn't he?
Yeah.
When he went Tottenham to Real Madrid.
And
He
so they
did.
got Marouane Fellaini. I think that was the only signing.
Yeah. And there was someone else they were meant to sign as well, but they didn't sign.
B+.
High
Right.
B.
B. He's staying in B. So now B is looking like Arteta, Frank, Silva, McKenna, and Moyes.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think this is actually pretty solid.
Yeah,
so
I
far.
don't think you can really argue with that.
No, I'm sure people will.
Arteta and B.
Yeah,
maybe
that's,
people.
yeah. But does he deserve to be in the category of A with the rest?
I just doesn't. I just don't enjoy watching Arsenal. I don't think. I just don't think they're that tactically exciting. And
I mean, they have.
I just think
haven't
they.
got Saka, who's the most
I just think
exciting
they
player.
should have done better for the last. To only win the FA Cup in COVID season is pretty poor. That's what I'd say.
It's
Yeah, they
interesting.
were just unlucky as well. As well at the same time, though, of how good City were.
Yeah, but Jurgen Klopp went head to head with Pep Guardiola's super team. It's hard.
It is a hard job, but you know, Slot
B,
should do it. We'll keep him in
just.
B for now. So C has got Hurstler, Maresca, Glasner, Ange, and Potter.
Quite happy with that.
We happy with that? D, Van Nistelrooy, Amorim, Juric, and Pereira.
Yeah.
And E is blank. So the only manager that I would consider is Juric. If Juric doesn't get 11 points, more than 11 points,
Yeah, if he
and
definitely-
beat
definitely-
Derby's record, he is going straight to E. I want to edit.
It's
this
really
back
hard,
and put
though.
him in E. But right now, I'll keep him in D. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, and we are staying up.
Yeah.
So we'll keep it like that then, shall we?
I wouldn't say
Happy with
stay.
that one?
Not
Nothing
that
we wanna
comment
change
that
there?
you just made,
I'm
but
alright with that.
not
We
the
are staying up.
staying up.
No, I'm joking.
Have you chanted that once this year?
Not to my knowledge.
Good. Keep it that way.
We're all realistic.
We are going down. Said we are going down.
Yeah, that's more what it's been like.
But yeah, happy with that list.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that confirms our ranking list. Feel free to argue with us. We're going to be moving on to the next segment.
To the big game.
So this week on Sunday, it is a mouth-watering fixture of Manchester City versus Liverpool, one of the biggest rivalries in the Premier League. Liverpool fighting to win the Premier League after a bit of dip in form, lost to Plymouth in the Cup and drew to Villa and Everton in the past few weeks. City, on the other hand, have improved slightly from their disastrous earlier form in the season, including an impressive win against Newcastle. So with that being said, we're going to decide our combined Liverpool and Manchester City 11, but we'll only be selecting it based on this season, so that AKA means no Rodri.
Based on who's fit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So no Rodri. Big
Rodri.
disclaimer, no Rodri.
And a slight mention to the intro anecdote that they did also just get pummeled.
By Man
By
City. We're
Real
filming
Madrid.
this the day after they beat
Oh, Man
Yeah.
City, yeah. Okay.
City
Pummeled.
did just
Pummeled?
get smacked.
Did you say
3-1.
Yeah, 3-1.
But it was over by the when
Yeah,
he
exactly.
They,
debuted
were,
in the
they
second.
weren't even
No
in it.
Haaland.
Yeah. To be fair, to not have Haaland in the beginning, that's harsh.
Yeah, exactly.
But let's go. Let's start with our
Who would
keeper.
like to start us off?
I mean, keeper's pretty obvious. Who we're all going to go for? Alisson.
Alisson for
Alisson
me.
over Edison.
Yeah.
Has that always been an obvious choice, or do you think?
I think so.
Um,
Even when the Brazil team
yeah.
start Alisson.
Alisson's
over
a
Ederson.
lot better shot stopper. Edison, not as good. No, Alisson, definitely.
Alisson is just a bit well-rounded, but you know, Edison is better with his feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, centre back pairings.
Centre back pairings. You want to start with centre backs?
I
But
think
one is Van Dijk.
yeah, and
Really?
Diaz.
Joking.
Van Dijk and Diaz, I put.
Yeah, I feel like this team can build itself in some positions quite
Canate,
easily.
nearly there. John Stones, you could argue.
Hasn't been overly fit though, has he? And hasn't he just got injured again?
Injured again. Yeah, he got injured last
Yeah.
night. But Diaz just over Canate. Canate, I think, does get helped by having Van Dijk next to him.
Mm.
So I would prefer Diaz
I think
over
anyone gets help
Canate.
with having Van
Yeah, I
Dijk.
mean Gomez looked decent as well when he had to fill in.
Yeah,
So we're going Van Dijk, Diaz,
yeah.
right back,
Right back.
Arnold.
Trent.
Should we not put Rico Lewis?
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't put Rico Lewis.
No, lads, come on.
Trent.
Of course, it's Trent. I mean, this
Yeah.
team is. I mean, we're all in agreement with some of these. I think left back is going to be
Guardiola.
yeah,
Both.
Gvardiol, isn't it? It's got.
It's got no, it's got to be Guardiola.
Guardiola
But it's
over
just-
fucking
I think
it's quite a-
Robertson. That's not close to me.
No, I don't think it's close, but I just think it's a bit depressing that we've had to pick Guardiola.
He's not
He
even that
was
bad.
so
He's
good.
good going forward. He's actually can score goals.
City as a whole
That's
have been
fair.
poor this year, but Gardeval is fucking decent.
Still young.
He's decent, but I
And he
don't think,
hovers on the edge of the box as a left back. He does sort of.
I think
to
some
fill in
people could argue
space.
about Robertson coming in because defensively Robertson's better.
I mean, yeah, because Gavardio. Well, actually, Gavardio was meant to be a centre back.
Mm.
So I wonder if he'll
Okay,
ever play
we'll
there.
put Gvarvold in there.
We'll put him at left.
I did
Good.
write him down.
Good.
Midfield 3,
Midfield 3.
can't put Rodri in because he's injured.
No Rodri.
Are we just listing them off one by one or all three?
My 3 are McAllister, Gravenberch, and Kevin De Bruyne.
That's my
Is
three.
yours the same
Yeah,
as well?
that is literally my three.
Kovacic?
No,
Oh,
no,
no chance.
He should have been in our overrated.
Do you reckon?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think you can argue that.
I mean, Gravenberch definitely this season, isn't it?
he's been
Gravenberch,
excellent.
McAllister.
Man City, who else? Bernardo Silva? No, absolutely not.
Plays out wide as well, really, doesn't he?
De Bruyne
Nah.
struggling for minutes.
Yeah, but De
are we looking
Bruyne-
at Foden as a forward here? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a right winger. isn't he?
Right, left.
Well, I mean, right winger. If it's Foden or this other person,
Right winger. Let's start. Salah.
Yeah,
I think it's
I think
29 goals and assists this season, maybe more. I think it's 30 odd actually.
He's just ridiculous, isn't he?
Left wing, I've got 3 options. This
Yeah.
is the only real position that I struggled with
yeah.
actually on this
same.
team. My 3 options are either Luis Diaz,
Mm-hmm.
Savinho, or Phil Foden.
I put Marmouche.
Oh, yeah, but he's only just. The reason I haven't put Marmouche is because he's just joined.
Yeah, so he got a hat trick in his last game.
Yeah.
He's doing well at
I
Frankfurt
did-
as well.
yeah,
He
I
does
did
look like
like
a good
him.
player, but
I really like
is it too
Savinho.
soon to give him, the
Yeah.
merit of putting him in this team. I don't know.
I feel like Foden hasn't been good this season compared to other seasons, but he's
I do
still
agree.
a really good player.
Yeah,
No Marmouche. Are we saying that?
Oh, Mamouche could go in there, I guess.
I mean, Foden does typically play on the right, but I think I'd put Foden in this team just because of what he's achieved. He was the best player in the league last year.
Yeah, that's what I like Foden for.
Yeah, Foden.
I
I mean,
don't-
both Salah and Foden could technically invert. So, like, both of those wingers can
Luis
play either
Diaz.
side.
It could be Arsenal. I don't,
Diaz is
no,
a
I
good
don't rate
mention.
him.
Marmouche is a
Diaz
good
is alright.
mention.
Savinho, I really like.
Mm.
Savinho's really
he's
good.
He's good. Savinho has been actually pretty good.
Haaland up top. Come on. Any reason to even say
Haaland
otherwise?
or Darwin
Gakpo.
or Gakpo.
I think Darwin Núñez is one of the worst players.
How is he not in the overrated XI?
Because he's not
Because
rated.
he's not
He's
rated.
not rated. That's very true.
I had him on my list and I crossed him out because I was like, no one fucking
Maybe we
rates
should
him.
do a worst signings. Of
Yeah.
The only person I know in my life that rates Darwin Núñez is my co-founder Josh Murphy, who has a bold
Yeah.
statement.
That Darwin Núñez is the best player in the world or
Yeah.
something.
It is. He's one of the top 3 best players in the world, and he states him as a dark horse that at some point everyone's going to realise.
I think he's gone back on that now, though.
Yeah, I think I've
when
seen
we were
you.
with him the other
I've
day.
seen you, Josh. You've backtracked on
He's
that.
got, but striker Haaland.
It's got to be Haaland.
So, yeah. But, yeah, I think our list is... so
Score
Pretty
predictions
easy.
as well for the
Combined,
weekend. How
just
do you
say
think
yes.
it's going to go?
I said 2-2 in the predictions.
Did you?
Desmond 2-2.
I think I said a draw. No, I
Did
said
you
2-0
draw?
Liverpool.
No, you said 2-0.
I would have said 2-2 as
Is
well,
that the Etihad,
but
by the way?
yeah,
I just think anything could happen in that game.
yeah.
Because I could see City winning.
The thing is, City could turn up.
I think.
I
City
think-
could turn up.
Pummeled Newcastle.
Yeah.
But then I can also see them getting thumped.
Yeah.
Like, I can see Liverpool turning up and thumping them.
Yeah. They got
So I
thumped
think
by
that's why
Arsenal.
I've gone for that and I've gone for a draw.
Yeah.
Both of them are
Safe
shaky. I'm going to say 1-0 City. 1-0 City. I think it's going to be really tight, really exciting, but really tight. And I think
Salah scores though.
do you think?
It's inevitable.
Hmm.
Be a good game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good game.
So our team is combined. Can't put in Rodri though. Alisson in goal. Trent at right back. Van Dijk, Diaz, Guardiola. Our midfield 3. Unfortunately, can't put in Rodri because he's injured. Gravenberch, McAllister, Kevin De Bruyne. Right wing Salah. Left wing we have gone for Foden, just above Mamouche and Diaz, and striker Darwin Núñez.
Ah,
Haaland. But yeah, we'll hope so. We'll see what the game's like. I hope it's a good game because Sunday 4:30s always seem to be sometimes really bad. But
it
let's-
could be 0-0. What do you think in the comments? Let us know. But
Yeah. But I'm happy with that team.
happy
Nothing.
with that. Happy with the rest of our decisions today.
No,
no.
not the youngsters one.
Today has been up
I
and
quite
down.
enjoyed the youngsters one.
Yeah, we know.
Especially our final.
Actually,
list.
I'm quite happy I've got my own separate list on the left side of the screen instead of all
Already thinking about
being mixed.
post editing.
I wish I had my own list. But But I think that is just about time. All our memory cards on the camera have time for. So this has been 998 podcast. Geordie and Dicko, it's been an absolute pleasure
As
again.
always.
We all look forward to
Thank
seeing you
you,
again
sir.
next week with some more heated debates and some new items of the week. See you then.
See you later.
Adios. Bye bye.